Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 1 of the VESL fall season. My name is Proper, and joining with me is Trey, and we're going to be walking you through everything to do with the CMS region. On this fine day, we're going to be walking you through Overwatch and college football. But first order, how you doing today, Trey?
Pretty good, Andy. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing all right. You know, I woke up feeling a little extra today. So I think for the Overwatch games, we're going to be able to see some really good competition. Same for some college football as well. Just so that way everybody understands fully what we are doing here. Again, week 1, we had a lot of matches being played, and that's me putting it lightly. So we won't be able to watch every single game that was played, but we will be handpicking a lot of the matches that were played, and for you all to be able to watch at home. If your match wasn't, of course, being broadcasted by our lovely voices today, you will still have access to those VOD, but still, it's going to be a great day for some competition. It's been fantastic to be able to see. Just from the early get-goes, we've been able to watch a lot of the matches firsthand, obviously outside of our own region as well. So far, the season's been a hoot.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about everybody having some good matches, and I'm ready to get into these things and see this happen. Absolutely.
So, again, where we are starting today, we are going to be doing some college football to start off, just for all intents and purposes, so you all know at home. This is a 1v1. There will be no substitutes throughout the entirety of the game. You're playing 4 quarters. Typical for football, they're all 7 minutes long, and it's a best of 1. So you only have one true shot and opportunity to be able to win your match.
Yep, and I think that we're going to see some good players. We're going to see some good matches. I think that our region has some pretty close matches coming up here, so we don't know what's happening. I'm ready to see.
Yeah, so our first match should be ready to get underway here. It will be Palisades Pumas, the A team going up against the Butler Bulldogs. They're also for their A team. Timon will be playing for Palisades A. I probably butchered that. I am sorry. And then we have Young Don, a.k.a. Jeremy, is going to be playing for Butler High School as well. 2 schools that we've had continuously, especially through the spring season, partaking in a lot of different esports. Given the size of those 2 schools in particular, they're pretty much partaking in everything.
Yeah, for sure. There's a ton of Palisades teams, and we have some close connections with those guys out there, and I'm ready to see how well they're going to compete. I know that they've got a good club together, so I think we should expect good things from them here.
Sure will. Gosh, I love the opening cinematics here for some college football. Again, as for all the rule books, we'll be stating teams are as even as possible, so you can realistically pick whatever team that you want, but you might as well just pick some of the best ones out there that are at the top of the pecking order when it comes down to Big Ten schools. Always very exciting, especially when you're thinking about it from a high schooler's perspective, that they are picking colleges that they probably want to go to.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And there's definitely some cheat codes out there, I believe, in college football with some of the players on some of the teams, so I'm sure we'll see a lot of that happening as well. Here goes the kickoff.
So Ohio State's going to be chosen by the Butler Bulldogs, and we're going to have the Longhorns out of Texas for Palisades Pumas. And, well, early get-going for the kickoff will be returned at least for a somewhat closer to the 20-yard line. Don't expect too many touchbacks to be called here, but we're going to be watching it from the defense's perspective to start things off. Going to be seeing all of their plays being chosen, of course, being the way that we do record it. And the stadium pulse is immense here at the Longhorn Stadium. Running play to start things off, only a gain of a few.
Yeah, and it seems like the realisticness of college football this year is pretty good. I've played a little bit of it, and I've noticed that you do really have to kind of mix it up, get the run game going, get the pass game going, because the defenses seem to really react to that. So although you do have the control of the player, you know, you've got all the AI, and the AI seems pretty realistic. So hopefully we see a lot of the balanced gameplay here.
I think it goes without saying that defense is probably the hardest part about this entire game of college football, not to mention with like the stadium pulse, just throwing in curveballs left, right, and center, but just being able to read the plays accordingly. It's just kind of a nomenclature of college football in general. You see a lot of high-scoring games being played. Defenses are having a tough time just reading what the offense has to offer. You get all of that information you saw when they were choosing the playbooks, what players are out there, how many tight ends, how many people in the back as well, a little fake. Trying to at least scramble, running it all the way outside, almost made it back to their own end zone, but will throw it away.
Yeah, so another thing, too, about at least in my experience of playing college football, you'll see like a big delineation between the players who are really good and the players who maybe have not quite the experience. The optioning system and the, all kinds of weird plays that you can run in college football is not really something that you do in the NFL. So you'll see people doing options and running first reads, second reads, those kinds of things. So I don't know if we'll see that here today, but I'm curious.
Big gain, going to be able to at least get the first down here for Butler High School. A little quick snap to the outside, just shrugs away the initial tackle. It takes 3 defensive members just to take that player down, but the ball is moving forward nonetheless. And I guess to your point as well, just like being able to fully read this, it is a game of cat and mouse, of almost like a chess match of, okay, your defense is kind of stopping the run game so far. That's what Butler have been trying to go against. So they throw a couple passes out there, back to the run game will be another set of downs here.
Yeah, it's all about picking those plays, man. Right there, huge hole up the middle. He clearly was dropping back there, maybe expecting a pass, but I just love to see that. Like, just as close as it can get to real football. And there's again another huge hole. Oh, all the way, maybe. All the way
to the outside.
Is he
chasing him?
No.
I'll be within the 6-yard line, though. I mean, that's a hell of a run. And again, to your point, just playing the mind games, it could be up the gut. You could also have your offensive line shift to push more to the left. That opened up a massive gap on the right side. So massive set of plays coming through so far for Butler High School as they are now within the red zone.
Let's look at the pass here. I'm predicting pass left end zone.
Lots of coverage. Able to find one on the outside, but just cannot get there in time. So still second down, though. Still plenty of time left, and within the sets of downs, you have to imagine we're walking with at least 3 points away from this drive.
Sure, it's interesting getting the defensive side here and not really knowing what the offense. Oh, he's got a big hole.
Scramble?
Oh, so
wow.
close.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That is college football within a nutshell.
He's running in no huddle. And from shotgun, interesting. Stadium pulse is super loud. He's got him.
Bang.
There you go.
So, opening drive will result in a 6. And just going to go for the point after. Very smart call here, but Butler High School starting off with a big 7-point gain, barring that this doesn't go through the uprights, but it absolutely will. It was starting to look pretty grim there for a second, but the passing to the run game just really kept all of Palisades on their paws, as it may be.
Yeah, and a point there for the PATs. Those usually are pretty automatic, but with this stadium pulse that they've thrown into the game this year, that is the furthest thing from automatic. You can shank those very easily. Oh, he's got open.
All the way to the 25. And again, you probably won't see too many touchbacks. A few of the games that I've been watching over the shoulders for a lot of our coordinators, I have been seeing some go for some touchbacks, but go for the gamble. You just got an extra 4 yards than what you would have gone if you had just taken a knee in the end zone. So opening salvo here for Palisades, playing as the Longhorns. We'll start with the run. We'll at least gain 4.
Yeah, I think that's a good strat. Hitting the run as early as you can, as long as you've got a decent running back.
Having success like that, running the football on first play here.
2 in the back. Halfback is actually going to run a route, but it's the tight end that actually eats well and all the way past the 50-yard line, another set of downs.
Looks like this might be shaping up to be a high-scoring affair.
I think it might be, yeah. I mean, we got tight end plays, we got running plays going back and forth, a lot of wide receivers. We got route options as well. Saw at least 2 running plays. Looks like that this might just be a quick little run up through the center. Audible on the defense, though.
So here's these are the option plays. These are the ones option at the middle. Those are the ones where I feel like you kind of set yourself apart. If you understand how those things work,
yeah,
you're definitely above the basic level when it comes to college football.
Keep in mind, you as well, we do have pro content being made should you want to up your game. Those are weekly videos that are coming out continuously. Make sure you get along with your esports mentors in the Discord chat, so make sure that you get all of those videos. Drini is going to be the professional player that we do have making college football videos. He is the one of, if not the most winningest player as far as Madden is concerned. That guy definitely knows some sports ball. Flag will be called. Believe it will be a delay of game.
Yeah, and to your point on the videos that are going to be coming out, we have been watching those as they come in, obviously, before they're getting uploaded. And in some of these games, I've personally got a pretty basic understanding of the defense.
It was triple coverage, but you had a tight end and a wide receiver downfield.
But yeah, back to the training videos that are coming out. They've helped us, just watching them, getting an understanding of the games, and these guys really know what they're talking about. So I think that's a really valuable asset for you guys.
Play clock still at 20. Plenty of time for the options. Got a couple different options, and I thought he was going to go straight up through the gut, but it's a fumble recovered by Palisades. You'll lose a few yards and maybe a little bit more of your mental as now you're staring down the barrel of a 2nd and 23.
I kind of thought that was a defensive player there for a second that picked it up. I was ready for a 6.
You would have had open field and a defensive player from Butler High School been able to scoop that ball, but all of the nonsense of calling audibles has not really paid off so far as Butler.
He's going to hit something over the middle here for sure.
Oh, he's got him too.
I mean, from 2nd and 23 all the way to a goal line. You're on the 2nd-yard line.
This looks like another option.
It is.
Left here.
Wanted to go back for the shuffle, but the gap was not created. So first quarter will end. Again, all 7-minute quarters. We will switch sides of the field digitally, of course, as we get underway with the second quarter here between Palisades Pumas and the Butler Bulldogs. Again, up on the 3rd line now as we lost at least 1 yard on that attempted run.
Seems to be, you go back to the shotgun here, seems to be a lot of plays from the shotgun.
Yeah. I think it's mostly just trying to be safe. The further away that you are from the defensive line, probably the better.
Starting off this quarter, close enough to smell the goal line.
The run pass option, here we go again. I'm curious.
Oh, just a screen. Just a quick little screen to the outside. Might as well. Makes it work. In for 6. Palisades Puma going for the point after attempt. Easy pickings. Straight through the upright, and we got a tie ball game.
So the shortened quarters make it a little bit more realistic, I guess, with the score. The scores are happening real rapid fire here, so we'd love to see that, but I'm assuming it'll be more like a normal score.
Fair catch there for Ohio State. That was a very, very deep kick coming through, but we'll start on the 20-yard line regardless, and we saw a lot of back and forth in their opening possession. Got to start off with the run, and again, the offensive line for Ohio State and Butler is absolutely paying off, so we got another first down coming through from them in their opening play.
I got to look at this defensive line. It seems like there's huge holes right up the middle every time.
I'm playing more aggressive towards the line.
That was a little bit better. It seems like maybe he's spreading the defensive line, but I'm not sure.
Seems like he's playing a lot of zone coverage as well, so like the safeties aren't always going to be in a better position to be able to stop the follow through once the defensive line does lose their ground. And it's the same thing. I mean, you just have a lot of different space and gaps, but luckily enough that you had enough of your secondary ready to stop that screen from coming through 3rd and 6.
Yeah, zones are tough. If you have a good quarterback, you can pick them apart, but a lot of times it's hard to see. The defensive line gets in there really quick and makes that real hard. So
now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times
it does seem
break
that
a
he
few
seems to
tackles, it
like
could
this
be big.
formation here.
Double back.
Yeah.
We'll leave that field open, but got touched on the way for the throw, so this will call for 4th down. And it seems that Ohio State were thinking about going for it, and they will. I mean, I would. Yeah, I would, yeah.
Nobody wants to punt.
This has a lot of players for Butler up on the left side. Up through the middle.
Good coverage.
Double coverage, but just completely gets past all of the secondary. And he will convert a 4th and 6. Another set of downs coming through here on the 32nd now.
I wonder if that's a strat to put pressure on the defense, or if they're just impatient. I myself have pretty bad ADHD. So.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a certain amount of impatience as well. Scrambling all the way to the outside, right into the secondary defensive player. And will get taken down on their own 30, but that is a massive play coming through for Palisades to stop that bulldozing in its tracks. Ohio State were definitely on par to set up another 6.
Now it looks like starting out with the run game. Maybe going to try to run as much time out of this clock to get to the halftime point. Oh, big hole.
Oh, is he going to?
That made it.
Another first down, though. I mean, that is a massive run play coming through. Now we've been able to get 17 yards off of what was supposedly looking like about 5. Double backs.
Sticking to the run, looks like. Huge hole again. Man, I don't know if Ohio State maybe has a bad defensive line this year, or if maybe Texas has a really good defensive line. But it seems to be some kind of breakdown there. And this is kind of what I was saying, right? You know, you keep pounding the ball, and eventually you'll open up the pass game. It looks like he's probably about to pass here, so see if maybe there's something wide open. Square looks. Ooh. Okay.
How did that work?
I don't know how he caught that.
Was that ball tipped? That's insane. I mean, we still gained 8, so it works out. 3rd and 2 now up to the 45. Thought it was going to be a run play, but we are sending players all the way downfield. R1 looked pretty juicy. He had a direct line, was wide open there on the right side of the field. 4th and 2, you feel like he's got to go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that pretty much. Unless it's 4th and 15, we're probably going to have people going for it on 4th here.
No reason not to. You're not making a field goal from this far. I mean, maybe you might. I don't know. There's some crazy college kickers out there. But we have a massive slant route being run.
Oh, he's wide.
Over towards the right side. Actually held on to it somehow, some way. No huddle again.
Interesting. Maybe they're not trying to run it back out here. Just trying to score as fast as possible.
Yeah, I think it's about like getting as many plays in for the allotted time. Again, there is accelerated clock, but also have to be careful. Just trying to throw out plays left, right, and center will be a loss of yards here. 2nd and 12.
Yeah, so now definitely just pass game seems to be stacking the box here. Catching on to that run game, being a little OP. Should have some
screen.
Oh, bad throw, though.
I thought he was going to go for the tight end. That was at least set up for about 5. 3rd and 12. I mean, you almost feel like that you have to have a massive slant play, and it seems that that was the option that we're going to be going for here. Trying to change out a wide receiver's route.
I'm going to keep an eye on this running back here on this late route.
We changed it. Big slant. A lot of coverage. Ooh. Somehow just makes that work all the way through the defensive arms.
Just threading that needle, man. And even when you make bad throws, sometimes they just squeeze through.
2-minute warning here. So play clock will start to count down once again. Looking like another option play coming through for Palisades, and it's going to elect to go for the run and then loses a certain series of yards as well, but still remains within the goal line up to the 16 now.
I love the updated physics that they got in this game. Sometimes it's a little funky, but you get plays like that where it seems a lot more realistic on tackle. It's big advancements compared to when I was playing Madden in 2003.
Yeah, for real. I remember playing Madden when Steve McNair was still on the cover, but picked off in the end zone once again, and Palisades Pumas got to be fuming after that one, though it's a little taste of their own medicine as we will switch possession again.
These picks coming in clutch.
Ooh, running it in the end zone. I mean, that is sketchy at best, but able to at least get a little further down the line. Timeout's going to be called here by Palisades. Only have 1 remaining off the gain of 1. I mean, and the entire secondary just collapses just to stop that in its tracks.
Now he's opened up the field, though, so a lot more options now. He's got time to play with as well.
Didn't elect to call a timeout to stop the clock. Quarterback scramble. Safety was watching it. So timeout will be called here for Butler as they do not want to lose more time. They definitely have 7 in their sightlines.
I'm curious what was going on in that play. It seemed like I saw something on 2nd down from the 13.
Hardest part, don't get tunnel vision off of what you want, but through the middle will be good enough for the completion. No huddle off the 1st down. Just trying to go for a very quick option here, just to get it further downfield. 2 timeouts still remain for Ohio State.
He's just picking at him. I mean, that'll get the job done. You don't really always need the big gappers, Just take a tack away.
Never want too big of a gap, heard. So clock will still tick all the way down, and again, it's just these very quick slants, but it was a possession fumble.
Go to the replay. You want to see the replay? Challenge it.
There's no challenging in college football, my friend. There's no challenging in college football. No. And if there is, nobody's been calling it since the matches that I've been seeing, or I haven't seen the option being called as well. But that was weird at best. So now Palisades has an option all the way downfield. The second quarter was pick for pick. And then a third pick comes through, and then one play required. That is a touchdown lead coming through for the Palisades Puma as we only have 40 seconds left in this half.
This is insane. Palisades coming up on the top here now.
Yep, just kick it as far as possible, force the fair catch.
Looks like he's got the boot.
Oh, he's electing to run it.
Okay. Like you said, take the gamble. I mean, why not?
Hey, you lost 4 yards comparatively to where you would have been. So he's all the way back at the 16. But, hey, that's the point of the gamba. You got to try to take it from time to time. At least 73 yards have been gained for Butler High School so far, but still only a one-possession game. They do have 2 timeouts, so plenty of time to play here.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative.
Just nobody's open. You got to get rid of it. The
No
secondary route was that about a 60-yard throw in play coming through for Butler High School. Not even electing to take the timeout either.
Yeah, interesting. The clock's not running. Oh, they hadn't had the ball set yet.
Yep.
So they had time.
Audible after audible.
You got one deep safety.
He's looking to throw it. Unloads to the wideout.
Wow,
And
he
he's gonna-
just got it, and he will score. Butler High School tie things up. I mean, that possession was all of maybe 20 seconds at most.
0 to 100 real quick here.
Golly. Tie ball game once again. I mean, after we had 3 turnovers for a one-play possession touchdown for Palisades Puma, Butler respond back in kind, starting all the way back on their 16. Kickoff will come through. Palisades will let it just bounce right back into their side of the field. 15 seconds left to play. I mean, off of what we just saw in the past 2 possessions, anything's possible.
Oh, 100%. I'm the old man and the realist when I'm playing games like this. I'd be taking a knee here, but of course we're going for Hail Mary instead.
Yeah, of course. NFL blitz style. Don't be smart. Just go huge.
It's the more entertaining way.
Wide receiver 1 square has to be the
Triangle's
intended target.
wide. No way.
Oh,
You gotta be kidding me.
Hey, man, I told you anything was possible off of the last 2 possessions we just got. Another touchdown scored, 1 play required for the past 2 touchdowns that the Palisades Pumas were able to score.
I'm changing my philosophy now. I'm always going for the Hail Marys. I'm never taking a knee.
Okay, so back to the kickoff formation we go. Held the power a little bit too long, but the boot is still true. Will be a touchback here. Fair catch. So back to the 25 now for Butler. There's only 7 seconds left. You got 2 timeouts to play with, but again, anything is possible. It's a deep play.
This looks
Steps
like a much
up.
better defense.
Wow. And you know what's really impressive, too, for Palisades as well, is that they are actually running with the safety on defense and playing and running into the zone as well.
Yeah.
It's a really good game of college football we got here.
If they score right here, I'm not losing my mind.
Last play in the half. Surveying. Has to go huge. Right into the coverage.
Oh.
Almost able to catch it. And you feel like that if that capture happened, probably wouldn't have been able to step into the end zone. So the end of the first half will be a 1-possession lead coming through for the Palisades Pumas.
Who do we have the ball? So it's Texas. We got Palisades with the ball again here. Chance to go up huge. This is why I'm always team get the ball at half.
Oh, right on the 1-yard line. Has to bring it out from the end zone and can only get to the 19th-yard line on their side. But again, you have a 1-possession lead. Just do the same thing you did on the last 2 plays for it.
Yeah, the smart play maybe would be to just run the ball, eat the time, as much as you can. But like
The
I said,
smart play, yes.
that's not. We go for the gusto here.
Yeah. We like to play as egregious as possible. Little screen to the outside. Ooh. Hit him with the Steve Berman. Whoop! It'll at least turn that into a 7-yard gain. Up to the 25 now.
So maybe back to the runs here.
I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the league. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him.
Looks
So
like there's
I expect
space
more
there
of the
for it as
same
well.
here in the
Taking his
second
time.
Yeah, he's running down the play clock, too. So like you have a little bit of like that, the brain versus brawn, but the play will end on no gain at all. So 3rd and 3.
Let's see here if they keep with that strategy. Maybe running the ball a little bit.
Shotgun. Quick throw all the way to the outside. That's going to be good for the first down, plus a little bit extra. Takes 2 defensive players at least stop that play in its tracks. No huddle again.
Going back and forth and trying to run the clock to just ramming it down the throats, right? Oh, wide open.
All the way to the outside. A little bit of a side shuffle coming through as well. All the way up to Ohio State Butler High School's 20-yard line now within the red zone. At least 3 is on the cards now for Palisades.
I don't know if it's still called the juke stick, but it seems like they've figured out the juke moves here.
Just back-to-back, sidestepping,
doing spins.
spinning. I'd be losing my mind playing up against Palisades right now, I'm not going to lie. But new set of downs. This has pass ridden all over it. Fake for the run. Has the screen on the outside,
Both sides.
but wants to try to hold it. He was probably trying to play for one all the way in the end zone, but not surveying the field. We'll lose 2.
Yeah, that's the thing with, I guess, really video games as well as real-life football, right? You run those progressions, you see those guys down, sometimes you just got to check down.
They're proud of what they just saw. This dude is a game rocket.
Calling audibles, changing routes. A little bit of a slant coming through for the halfback and just getting swarmed again, just getting lost in the sauce, staring downfield, has now lost a collective 13 yards on this possession already, 3rd and 23. Down to the 33-yard line, so field goal absolutely still in play should this play not garner a first down.
Yeah, field goal is huge here. You almost need to play it safe, but again, theme of the night. Going deep, probably.
Has one all the way towards the end zone, and it pays off. Able to capture the throw. Immediately turns it into another 6 points, and the point after should be good.
It's a good thing that I'm not in this league. I might get absolutely thrashed by these kids.
Oh, yeah. It's just like, it's like the never give up mentality that they have on offense. Like, you just lost 13 yards back-to-back plays, and you have the audacity to go for a deep play. Sure.
Couldn't be me.
Could have ended up as an interception and maybe a pick 6, but now it's Butler High School's turn. They will bring it out of the end zone, only up to the 17-yard line, but can they at least get at 7 points here? You feel like that if a touchdown does come through, you're almost forced to go for the extra 2, given that we only have 3 minutes left in the quarter.
Yeah. Oh, huge. Oh,
Whoa.
Oh, no. Can he break it away? No.
Secondary has to convene on the play itself, but I mean, that's a massive play to come through for the Butler High School Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's huge. They need to score quick here and often, so let's see if they can make this down to a one-possession game.
Oh. We'll just be ending back at the line of scrimmage up to 2nd and 10. And again, I'm just mostly confused as to why we keep rushing the no huddles. But hey, a little bit of a screen. Going to be able to meet the halfback all the way to the outside. That's good for a first down. Now within field goal range are the Butler Bulldogs.
And it seems like Palisades here seem to be dropping back a lot, allowing the underthrows, kind of maybe knowing that they've got a little bit of a cushion here. Yep, got him. Oh, and the missed tackle.
It's kind of like the continuation of what we were talking about with Palisades in the first half, is that their defense seems so far back in the zone coverage. You have the one-to-one man coverage, but everybody's just playing zone, so there's so much space up close for plays like this to come through. Another running touchdown for the Butler Bulldogs. We'll bring this into a one-possession game now for Palisades' lead.
Now we definitely need a huge stop here for Butler to get back into it. I know that there were some trade-offs for the turnovers here, but
He was thinking about an onside. You saw that, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, to be fair with the shortened quarters, you know,
might as well sometimes.
there's not a lot of time.
Yeah. He thought about doing something slick right there, but we'll instead force the run out from the kickoff. We'll bring it up to the 23-yard line, so not too bad, given it's only a 2-yard difference from a touchback.
And see, we're going back to the shotgun here. No surprise.
Shotgun double pistol. It's still always one of my most favorite formations to come up with here.
I think there was actually a stat on there. It said maybe 53% of the plays were from the shotgun here for Palisades.
Yeah, I believe it. It's the gamble. It's actually going to go for the running play all the way on the outside. It will lose 3 yards. So Palisades going to have to rethink their decision-making here. Going to go back to the pass.
Let me guess. It's going to be a deep one.
It has to be. If history is always doomed to repeat itself, it just has to be. Look at square. Nope. Actually electing through the middle of the field, wide open. Not even wide open, just an open player downfield, able to at least complete that catch. Another set of downs.
see here
Lines
if
up
they
at
can
the
keep this
41
going.
with a 1st and 10.
Seems like they've got a little cadence here.
Use the play fake. Now to
Fake on the
throw.
run.
Catch in the middle.
Back
It's
towards the
Gold.
center of the field, able to somehow hold on to that
There,
catch,
good
but
pickup. It's still short of
will
the
bring
first
us
down.
within
This is a very
1 yard
tough
now
spot
of
for
another
receiver
first down,
to cover
up to the 50-yard
for a
line.
linebacker because of how quick
Yeah, so
and
this
how
is a tough
shifty
spot if
he
you're
is.
Butler,
You
right?
never seem to know which
The
way
offense has
he's
been pretty
going,
on fire
and
for
he
both
always seems
sides,
to
minus the
create an open
turnovers.
space for his QB.
It's going to be kind of hard to stop him.
On the run.
Back to the run. And will not gain anything more than just another first down. That's exactly what you need now if you are Palisades Pumas, who, again, are running down the clock with these running plays. They're barely within field goal range for college football, but the main goal here for Palisades Pumas, if you can put up 7 or at least 3, that's great. That makes it a 2-possession game, but most importantly, run down that dang clock.
And the Longhorns are flying down the field.
To be honest, they probably shouldn't even run a play here. Going to try to jump them off sides? Yeah.
End of the third quarter. Last 7 minutes of the game. Butler still trailing by 1 whole possession, but Palisades still hold the ball in Butler's territory.
Back at it to open the quarter with
Back
this
to the
first
run.
down
Yeah.
play.
Smart.
Quarterback checking
Oh,
the
they have big
play.
shift over there. Better switch sides. Yeah, yep. He's calling the out. Oh, nope. Yeah,
Yep.
he's going to have the hole here.
I'm going to be watching out for at least part of the secondary to get a secondary shuffle coming through from
The defender.
the linemen, not being able to stop that, but a loss of 2 coming through off of a really good decision coming through from Palisades off of what they saw on Ohio State's side. And might just continue to run the ball. I mean, it's the smarter of the 2 plays, just drain the clock.
For sure, for sure.
on
And
second
he's
down,
gone
they
away from the
wanna
pistol
keep
back to the
moving
shotgun
forward
here, so I'm
and
guessing what's going to happen.
You see a whole little cluster, triple wide receiver, right side.
It's yours.
Oh, R1 all day. Yep.
Easy. I mean, Palisades in just finding value with their running back, either with running or passing it. It's been working great.
Yep. It seems like they've got that shotgun just dialed in. Maybe that 53% should be a little bit closer to 100%.
Has an option here.
All game long.
A little bit of a flea flicker almost looking like. Watch 11 as they're going to cross back towards quarterback in the shotgun stance. Actually going to elect for them to hop a little bit early. It's a fake. Got a couple players downfield and actually going to have to cut all the way back. Did he get that catch?
Oh, they skipped the replay. I guess he got it, though.
Yeah, he did. First down, up to the 19. Does he go with the flea now?
Tough spot for Butler. Real tough. Pick would be
So
huge here.
much time.
Oh, and so much space to run, too.
Actually electing to go for the slide. You know, as a Baltimore Ravens fan, I wish my quarterback did that more often, but hey.
We won't talk about that.
No, we don't have to.
Too soon.
Up to the 14 now. Palisades are definitely thinking 7, though Butler would love to be able to get a pick here. And Palisades will continue to offer that if they continue to try to throw it. It just comes down to Butler. You have to try to read this and act accordingly with your safeties.
Ooh, that's good. Good defense, good defense. Clock management as well. Got the timeout in. Maybe a little early, but hey, more time the better for you.
Stop this play if you are Butler, and yes, it's still a 2-possession game, but it's at least mitigating the potential damage if you force Palisades to kick a field goal here. They have the end zone in their eyes. The plays like these have been working out quite wonderfully, but the defensive line comes through.
I knew it!
Strips the ball. Won't be able to recover it if you are Butler, so it looks like a field goal is very much so still in the cards.
See, this is where the old man in me is actually beneficial. I'd be running the ball,
You
but still
should be.
probably would fumble it.
Yeah, maybe.
Can he hit this? Oh, he's got home field advantage.
Yep.
so-
Yeah, field goal's fine. Yeah, no stadium polls. Everybody in that digital stadium wanted that field goal to come through. Instead of Palisades, who now extend their lead to 2 possessions.
So this is going to be a tough ask for Ohio State here, Butler. They're going to have to score pretty quick. Maybe they can. Oh, that was funky.
Good decision by the head coach here in the
I didn't even see when they exhausted a timeout on that last possession either, but I mean,
Yeah.
2 timeouts, 4 minutes. You need 10 just to force it into OT.
And then we're probably looking at an onside kick. I don't know how prevalent onside kick work in college football, but maybe we're about to find out.
I can't honestly say that I've ever seen it. I don't even know if onside kicking is allowed in college football, but someone will probably tell me otherwise. Regardless, try to go for the pass. Did not work out. 2nd and 10.
3 wide on the left.
They know you're running it, and they
Looks
still
like maybe
can't
man.
A lot of coverage on this side of the field, but still able to at least get the catch and gets another set of downs as well. This is exactly what you need for Butler High School, but you need to be doing it faster. But if you can continue to get first downs while stepping out of bounds and stopping that clock, that is what you need to have happen for yourself all the way downfield. Wide open. This has a touchdown written all over it. It is getting brighter. Sunnier days are ahead for Butler High School as they put another 6 on the board.
That's exactly what they needed right now, and I'm very curious if this
And with
onside
the
kick
extra
is
point,
gonna
they draw closer. It's 31-28.
Oh,
Lining up to
No.
cover the
Yeah, I don't
kick
even think
after
onside
that
kicks are
touchdown
allowed in college
drive.
football. I'm not going to lie.
okay.
'Cause I haven't seen it, but there are some silliness that you can do off the kickoff, and this is a smart call coming through for Butler. Yep, they just force the touchback. Don't give them an opportunity to try to pull that drive out. So starting up on the 25 Palisades, even putting up 3 right now would be massive. But a lot of work to do here. But most importantly, the ball is quite literally in their court. They can run this clock as much as possible.
Yeah, you expect what, maybe 1 or 2 first downs here if they're running the ball, and
Sure.
that's game over for them. So let's see if they can pull that off. Of course, back to the shotgun here.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
100%.
Just going to go back for actually a pretty deep play. I mean, this is egregious at most.
Yeah, let's watch the flat here. I'm assuming that this tight end. Audibling again.
He's back to throw on second down.
Just nothing.
Got a QB
Got
spy
nothing.
on him.
Got
Get the
nothing.
tackle.
Oh!
Nice. That was great defense. Great defense.
This is the ragdoll physics. Like watching Roman Reigns spear somebody in the WWE. That's bang. Oh, man. All right, so down to 3rd and 6. This is what you want if you are Ohio State. But Palisades, the past few times that they've been 3rd in anything, they've been able to turn it into a touchdown. I think it says a little bit more when they're on their own 29-yard line now.
Yes, this is a huge play right here. Let's see what's going to happen.
It's 3rd and long.
Big thing, too, is not a whole lot of time has been ate off the clock.
No. Play clock down to 7. Going to call for the snap.
Good coverage.
Oh, and it's completely turned over. This just continues to get better and better for Butler High School as we are reaching the 2-minute warning. 56 seconds until so, but off of this transition, you now only have a 3-point differential, and you get the ball starting in a field goal territory.
The pressure is on now.
The Buckeyes roll that
Let's see if the
back
offense
out
can
there.
come out. Back into the shotgun. This is his favorite formation, too. Back
From the
split.
gun, the running back has it.
Oh, and the tackle broken.
Got to give it to the half. Going to be able to get a gain of 6 now up to the 28-yard line.
And, you know, if I'm Texas here, if I'm Palisades, I'm thinking about maybe calling timeouts. Because they're definitely going to – they have the potential here to tie the game up.
Yes, they do.
Man, that D tackle is a freak athlete. Did
So,
you see him come
running
out
the
of
clock's really
stance and
on
beat the
Butler's
offensive
side here.
lineman,
How
getting
much
to the
space
running
is
back?
just being opened up at the
Yeah.
front. Again, just so much zone coverage. Another run comes through, but the defensive line at least pays dividends. 4th in inches.
You go for it here.
You have to. I mean, you could also just go for the field goal and, like, maybe just try to push for that, but it would be. Yep, 2-minute warning is going to get called. A forced timeout will occur. You could go for the field goal. You could tie things up, but why not go for glory here?
Easy. He got it easy.
First down, now all the way up to the 20-yard line. Guaranteed 3 here for Butler High School should a pick 6 not happen, or just a pick in general. Because we are staying on the zone coverage for Palisades, which is going to offer a lot of close plays for Butler. Can they take advantage? Halfback was open for a little bit. QB trying to sneak away, almost able to get in the way of that ball. Almost turned over here. Got to remain calm if you are the Bulldogs.
Yes, the pressure is on, and also the stadium pulse is on. And I don't know how much that's affecting the quarterback's throws, but I'm
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it does.
And when to
So,
throw it away when things aren't there.
Got to be careful here.
No, not electing for the
sides.
left, but the right side is perfect. Not only for the
the
first
tackles!
down and shaking the tackles all the way up to the 4-yard line, 1st and goal.
I guess stadium pulse doesn't help your players tackle.
No, apparently not.
Over 300 yards. That's a good day at the office.
What's our play here? I mean, this is looking so good for Butler to be able to take the lead away, but tries to go for the run. Will get stuffed immediately. Will lose a few yards. Still 2nd and goal.
Still, if I'm Palisades here, thinking about those timeouts.
Yeah. Still has all 3 at the ready. Probably thinking we just stop it here and it's just a tie ball game. QB Spy almost able to stop that in its tracks for a loss of several yards. 3rd and goal.
Careful as a quarterback when you're throwing it over the middle of the field right now because these windows are really small. He's very lucky that last one was not picked off.
Let's see what he's going to do. Got 3 left, 3 right.
I mean, he's being watched continuously by the QB, but
What?
I think he was able to at least get that catch. Yeah, we're up to the 1 yard line. So 4th and goal. You have 1 yard left. Do you run the ball? Do you pass the ball?
I probably pass out from stress and anxiety.
They're going for it.
Oh, and from shotgun.
Yep. Double back. 2 on the right. 1 open on the left. Man-to-man coverage. Timeout going to be called. Smart play by Palisades.
Trying to ice him. Do we switch up now, though? Do we kick the field goal? Do we settle?
It's a tough call because, I mean,
Going for gusto.
you almost want to try to run it straight up the gut, but the past 2 run plays have been stuffed. Play clock down to 12.
This is like a good formation.
Back and forth to the screen, all the way on the outside. Can't get past the goal line. It is a turnover in Ohio State's eyes for Butler. Just a little bit too big than their stomach. Cannot convert on the 4th and goal.
Oh, that is tight, though.
Even a safety here won't tie the ball game up.
Oh, they got to him behind the line of scrimmage. Couldn't get him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's not over yet.
I mean, you got to think like that. The more passing that might be coming through for Palisades, the bigger opportunity it is for Butler to be able to get this turnover. So it seems it's going to be another option. Lots of slants being played here for Palisades as they're still trying to get out of their end zone.
Let's hope the offensive line holds up here for Palisades.
And he just overshot his man.
And again, like, there's still ample time. The only problem with all of this is that Butler don't have any timeouts. 3rd and 9, all the way on your own 1 yard line. So you'd have to even think that if you force the punt here, you're still within territory to get close for a field goal with this amount of time left on the clock.
Oh, yeah, easily.
It's just about stopping this 3rd down. This is where Palisades have been the most deadly, our 3rd and whatever.
Biggest play of the game.
He's going to run it, and he's going to get safetied. 30-31 now, so a safety punt will occur. You just need field goal. You just need 3. Did Palisades just scam? Running the ball?
I think so.
Oh, no. Pulls a safety punt all the way to the 24-yard line. 50 seconds to play. No timeouts for Butler High School. Just need to get in field goal territory, and they will walk away with the heist of week 1.
If this comes down to a stadium post field goal, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you better guarantee you get yourself in like the 35 at most. Up with the stadium post ain't affecting it that much. I mean, that thing is well past in the red. The speedometer is about to be busted. Pass open, able to get the catch now up to Palisades' 43-yard line. Another set of downs again.
This is looking good for Butler. They just have to stick to their game plan.
There we go. Plenty of time. Going to run the quarterback straight up the center. Again, no timeouts, so we got to rush.
They've had no problem doing that all game, though, so.
It could be like 6 minutes and 59 seconds left, and we're still rushing back towards the line. Quick play, coming all the way to the outside, able to get the capture. 34-yard line now. Field goal territory, potentially, but another set of downs nonetheless with 30 seconds left to play.
And we know for a fact they're going for the win here. That has been the theme of the game.
Let's go for glory. Week 1, start off 1-0 for the CMS region. Flag going to be called on the play. It's not stopped dead in its tracks, but
that's got to be offside. Legal contact.
Yeah, legal contact are going to come through, so that's going to bring us all the way up to 2nd and inches. Not going to affect Butler even a little bit. 24-yard line now, perfectly within field goal territory. Back towards the shotgun because Peanut Butter able to at least get himself back up towards the line of scrimmage for a quick little forward pass. We'll get the 1st down. Back to the line of scrimmage we go. 18 seconds remain.
You got to spike it or something in that situation.
He's going for it. He's going for it. You got to get this play over with. All the way to the outside, outside. Field goal, right?
Yeah,
surely,
please,
field goal.
Please, don't make me stress anymore. Thank you. This is tough, though.
Oh, the ice. A smart play. Timeout. Call for Palisades. No timeouts remain. This for the win. 8 seconds remain as far as game clock is concerned. This field goal is riding off of everything. It goes up. Oh my God, doinked! It's doinked right off the left upright. No good. It is a turnover coming through with a 1-point lead for Palisades.
Oh, no shotgun, Hail Mary?
Big knee coming through for
Quarterback's
Texas,
just going to take a
being
knee.
played by Palisades.
Well, this was an
so again,
offensive showcase
this was
out
a
there
lot
today.
closer
We
than it
thought
probably
it would
should
be
have. 21 points scored in the second quarter,
Dang.
but I mean, Butler were just always hanging idly by.
I didn't realize it was such a blasting in that corner. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was an intense game. I was up here jumping and screaming. No, you guys couldn't see me, but
He was. I will absolutely confirm that he was jumping up and down. He was losing his mind watching the football being played. It was definitely a sight to behold. But what a small taste that we were able to at least get for ourselves here with Palisades Team A being able to start off 1-0 versus Butler, who almost again walked away with the heist of the day.
yeah, that could have went either way the whole game. A ton of back and forth. Great game to watch. I haven't watched a whole lot of NFL this year, so I guess I'm getting my fill with these matches.
Yeah, we're definitely getting our footy fix when it comes down to just football in general, whether it's through college football or just watching the NFL. It's definitely going to be a very fun season, a very small taste. That is just game one of many that we are going to be going over. We have another college football game coming your way, but before that, we're going to take a very short break. But on the other side of that break, we're going to have Lexington Senior High School going up against Palisades Pumas, the B team. So you don't want to miss that. We'll be right back. Hey you, it's us. We're back with more games for you all for the CMS region. We are going over for some college football to start things off. We had a banger of a first game. Wasn't even expecting that between Palisades Pumas and the Butler Bulldogs.
I knew we were going to have some good matches, but coming out the gate like that, and if we have these stacked where they get better as they go, I don't know what I'm going to do, man.
It might be going that way. Again, it was a 1-point win for Palisades A. So they were start off 1-0, but the Butler Bulldogs, their A team, will unfortunately start 0-1. But that was a hell of a game. I'll tell you that much. You definitely want to go back and rewatch that if you are just now joining us. With all that said, we will be staying with the Pumas, but we are going over towards their B team. It is going to be Palisades Pumas going up against Lexington Senior High School.
And if Palisades A has anything to say about Palisades B's talent level, we're going to assume that this is also going to be a pretty good squad, and probably have a pretty good matchup here.
Yeah, Lexington Senior High School is actually one under my jurisdiction, and I can tell you that from their teacher that is overseeing everything, their competitors are fierce. They are looking forward to a lot of the competitions. But again, Palisades Pumas, that is a high school that we've been seeing in the VESL season for a very long time, so very well tenured when it comes down to a lot of these competitions. But gameplay should be started here very, very soon for you all. Again, college football is a best of one. You have 7-minute quarters to be played. Timeouts are the exact same. It's college football. At the end of the day, it's just accelerated clock, and you can move some players around and stuff like that.
Yeah, and apparently there's not onside kicks.
Yes, yeah.
I've learned that from the last stream.
We are learning as we go along. So Lexington Senior, their A team, going up against the Palisades Puma. The Bulldogs being picked by a North Carolina high school is definitely weird for me to see.
I'm curious what their ranking is. Are they supposed to be good this year? I assume so.
Yeah, it's Georgia.
Always.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are always something to say. And honestly, it probably would be, I guess, perfect if Palisades actually picked the Georgia Bulldogs. Go figure for the mascot. But I'm not too sure what Lexington's mascot. It almost looks like that they're like a wasp or a bee. All I can tell you is that it's freaking me out.
Who did they choose? It looks like they picked. Haven't seen yet.
I've met that bulldog before in real life.
Cool.
Yeah. I actually have a friend that works at the university.
Did you give the little guy some boops?
I did. I gave him a biscuit.
Kansas. I thought I saw Kansas. Interesting choice. So not the top 10 teams like maybe we were expecting to see everybody pick all the best teams.
Yeah. So number 1 picked for Georgia going up against the 21st of Kansas, the Jayhawks.
But maybe maybe they know something we don't know about Kansas.
I don't know. I mean, you got to remember, though, within the rules, it is set that teams are supposed to be as balanced as possible. This is obviously all depending on who is the home team and who was able to pick it. So it's playing up to Georgia is Kansas right now as the ball is actually going to be stripped, turned over immediately in Lexington Senior High School. Got to get the possession off of the second play for Palisades.
That is wild. And I know the way that the team balancing works is a little bit like you take the best player from one of the teams and then that everybody gets equalized to that. So, there's a little bit of strategy actually involved with, big sack, with picking your teams here. So, let's see what happens.
So early doors, as far as the first 15 seconds is concerned, the defense is a lot better than the offense for Lexington Senior High, but we've only seen a collective 3 plays so far. So zone coverage coming through for Palisades, and it's going to be an open, close play coming through, but still only a gain of a few as we lost so many on the first. In case anybody was wondering, of course, for Palisades and Lexington Senior High, they are much more than just a high school name, of course. Lexington Senior High being played by B-Bones, a.k.a. Ian, as the play will be shut down. So you can imagine it's probably going to be a field goal coming through here for Ian, but going up against Palisades Puma B team, playing up against Jordan. So we'll have to be able to see what these two have to offer because they are following in some pretty big shoes with the banger that we had between Palisades A and Butler A.
Very true, very true. And already you got some quick turnovers coming in, so maybe looking like a defensive game here.
4th and 16, and we're going for it with a very deep pass. Has a player wide open. How did he catch that? Nobody is actually catching that. What is that?
And why did he catch it like that?
I have no idea. That was weird.
He thought he was at the out-of-bounds line or something. What is that?
It's like, don't worry, football. I'll take care of you today. 1st and goal now for Lexington Senior High as everything appeared that it was going to be so grim. I was thinking 3 at a certain point in time. We got a wide-open player just directly to the left, runs all the way to the outside, but play will be dead. 2nd and goal.
The scrambles here. I'm noticing a lot of scrambles out of the pocket for the quarterbacks.
College football.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not a professional here, but sticking into the pocket a little bit maybe is a little bit more preferred.
Ooh. So you're saying you want to see more like Patrick Mahomes, like college football being played from these quarterbacks rather than like a Lamar Jackson?
Well, I mean, the glorified running back one for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
so.
he is. Don't even get me started. As a Ravens fan, I'm ready to both talk positively and negatively about my team. So now up to 3rd and goal. Have to imagine that 3 would be on the cards guaranteed. Another scrambling all the way to the right side. Just trying to pull defensive players, but into the secondary, picked off. Not able to get even outside of the 5-yard line, but a pick is a pick when Lexington Senior High had a field goal guaranteed, and it all goes awry.
3 points gone away, and that's the problem, when you that tackle.
Oh my God! Are we playing college football or are we playing NFL blitz? That was insane. Watch this again. It's turned inside out like a clothesline. That was insane.
Love to see it.
Bill Goldberg is playing safety. We're watching The Longest Yard.
One of the best movies.
It really is.
My man Andy is on point with his references.
I watch a lot of movies, and I say a lot of words. Staying in the pocket this time around for Palisades B. So Jordan's going to at least bring it out towards the 8-yard line, it looks like, up to 3rd and 6.
So far it's definitely seeming like this is kind of a little bit of the opposite of the other game. It seemed like there was a lot of high-flying offense, and now it seems to be pretty defensive heavy.
Yeah, I would see definitely tempered coming through as going to lag a little bit.
Speaking of.
Yep, it was too graphic. We couldn't show it. So the safety's going to come all the way through. Lexington Senior get first blood on scoring, and the safety punt to follow.
Oh, what? They call a fair catch there?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It goes all the way to the 25.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Is like, do you risk it? Is the biscuit that worth it? How much butter is on the biscuit? Is it peppered? I don't know, but it clearly was scary enough. Too spicy coming through for Lexington.
Oh,
in the pocket, scramble, forward.
No way.
He almost thought that he was going to be able to get a pass, but it actually turns into a first down. What the heck?
That juke. I gotta see this again.
It wasn't even a juke. He was just
he just
straight
stopped.
line. Yeah. The juke was
the left
just
joystick.
Yeah. I think that was the game catching up to it. Which is
maybe.
When you reach the line of scrimmage, you're still in the passing, and then once you actually cross over top of it, it puts you into the to the free run. So first down by some strange ways.
Oh, it's open.
All the way back. He ran back 6 yards
plays.
and he threw it so far up to the 36.
That's what happens when you stay in you got to stay in the pocket. Stay in the pocket. Get those huge passes.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately, all these teams don't have Pat Mahomes and be able to scramble out and throw some crazy passes.
Pat Mahomes?
Yeah.
You guys know each other?
Yeah, we're bros.
Oh, okay.
You want me to hook you up with him later?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
As a Ravens fan, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, a little touchy for you.
Yeah,
Understandable.
yeah. Past 2 years have been a lot of Patrick Mahomes. Anyway, so able to move ourselves a little bit further forward here for Ian, Lexington Senior. Going to at least get themselves in a distance to maybe try to convert first down, but a little bit of a play fake comes through, and it's going to be a pick six, baby. Ain't nobody going to be able to catch Jordan running all the way down the field. Answers back from that safety that came through with 6 on the board.
So is that more defensive points now than offensive points?
Yeah.
Interesting.
All 8 points have been scored defensively.
Yeah, love that.
Look at this. He thought he was so slick with the flea flicker, and not going to happen. No fake plays, no nonsense. The only game we play in today is College Football 2025, as we now have Palisades B with a 5-point lead.
Which is weird to say in football. 2-7.
Yeah, everybody could probably attend to this in the office while we're all recording the matches and just watching them happen. It's I'm always walking around just trying to keep track of all the scoregamis that are happening as well. You got to make it fun for yourself, It's like Destiny 2 in that way. You have to find the fun in it somehow. So run play to start things off here. All the way breaks through. This boy is running all the way down the field, but he running out of gas.
DK Metcalf chasing him down there.
Yeah, for real.
What the heck?
Oh, my gosh. I thought he was going to be golden to make it all the way inside of the end zone. But
not when DK Metcalf's on the field, brother. Oh, no.
Second and 10 now, up to the 15-yard line. Again, you feel like it should be a guaranteed 3, but history has not been kind to suggest so.
Yeah, and I was about to say when he was on that little run there that here it is. They heard us talking crap, and they knew that they needed to get some offensive points, and here they are.
Easy peasy. Just able to find the gap, able to work their way all the way through time of possession. What did that say, 15 seconds? Sure. 17 seconds still remaining within the first quarter, and it's now 9-7.
A little bit more realistic of a football score here.
It's not. The 9 is it like the 9 could be there, I suppose, from like the 3 field goals, but it's just like the way that we got there is it's like just etched into my brain. So touchback will come through. 17 seconds remaining in the first.
Let's see here. So we got some shotgun action. I'm learning here that the shotgun. Oh, maybe this is pistol. Seems to be maybe the preferred formation. Yeah, got a little easy first down there.
So again, just keeping it moving. You got 7+ minutes left in this half, and you only trail by 2. So I mean, like if you want to continue to play strike for strike, then you'll at least put 3 up here if you are Palisades Pumas, who will run the clock and we'll just start the second quarter.
Yeah, maybe didn't see the game clock was running out there. I'm not going to say spoiled, but I was about to say, here are the deep passes. This is what I've been waiting for right here.
In the pocket.
X.
Pull themselves back. No, actually going for a close slant play and at least garner a handful of yards. Brings us up closer towards a first down, 2nd and 2.
Yards is yards. Any way you can get them, especially on first down.
It's true. Yards are yards, unless you're European, and then they might be meters. But we'll have to see what this can come of this possession for Palisades, who again, 2nd and 2, play clock down to 5. Was able to get the snap. Tight end all the way on the outside.
Oh,
that man just got a massive juke. Golly.
Watch him go
1st and 10. Yeah. That's a big player that just made that juke.
I love how there's a little bit of the fake play showing. You know how you can move the joystick to show fake plays?
It just starts like squiggling.
It's just kind of etched into people's brains so that the opponent can't see what the play that you're running is.
So used to playing your little or big brother at home.
Yep.
He's like, don't want to show the play. But maybe it didn't even matter because you still lost 9 on that play itself. So Palisades beat. Going to need a pretty serious catch here. Staying in the pocket, has a couple of receivers downfield and through triple coverage somehow able to hold on to that catch. Shout out 86.
How did that happen? And how did he also get so close to the yard marker? That's crazy. This is free right here.
18-yard pass. Oh, the gap.
Yep.
The player that they were controlling for Lexington Senior Heights thought that it was going to go right and just let the gap come all the way through. First down coming through for Palisades B, moving it downfield.
He's throwing me off with the plays.
Change of direction defensively.
Keeping an eye on the running back here.
Ooh, no! The amount of turnovers that we've had in this first half between Lexington and Palisades is criminal. But it's making for a very fun game. So now Lexington Senior High, they have possession of the football once again. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this quarter. I mean, you got all your timeouts. You realistically, the world is your oyster here if you are Lexington. Just don't turn over the ball again.
Yeah, it's very early along in the season and very early along in this game. But it's looking like maybe these are 2 of the best defenses.
You know my counteroffer to that?
What's that?
Maybe it's 2 of the worst offenses.
You know, I was going to try to be nice about it, but
look, if we're gonna pay homage to good cop, bad cop, if you're gonna be positive like that, I will make sure they know. Scrambling all the way to the outside again. Lexington Senior High gonna elect to just run it forward, able to at least gain a handful of yards. Now brings us to 3rd and 2.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, I would never even attempt that. I respect you trying though.
3rd and 2 here. Ooh, did he? No, didn't get it.
Yeah, just no gain whatsoever. So 4th and 2.
Got to go for it, right? We fully expect.
Yeah, they're going for it. I mean, all the suggested plays say to play a certain amount of zone coverage, but seems that we're going to go man for man this time. A little bit of a blitz to make sure that no nonsense happens at the line of scrimmage.
No.
And it's another pick once again. Palisades B will have possession of the ball.
Wait.
They stepped out of bounds. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. So you get a free timeout in 6 seconds. Just try to run this play, and then you have 3 timeouts. You only trail by 2.
At this point, I think the strategy might be to just run the ball the rest of the game.
There's a certain amount of wisdom behind that. Let me. Screen works too.
Oh.
What? How? All the way outside.
Okay. I immediately eat my words.
Did you see the rushing yards for Palisades, by the way? Maybe that's why they're not running the ball. They have -7 rushing yards currently.
Ooh, yeah, see, I'm not the person that should be coaching these teams.
Staying in the pocket.
Triangle. Oh, triangle.
Oh, he saw him too late. He was looking all the way down in the back right corner of the end zone, but won't lose anything. But that got scary.
So hard to go through those progressions sometimes. You get locked in on a player that you know is about to free up, and then meanwhile somebody's flying on the side wide open.
Here we go. Back towards the run.
Oh, he just ran over that defensive lineman.
And we're getting closer to even yards for rushing now for Georgia off of that gain. 3rd and 3. Is it another run play? It seems that we're going to get a little bit of some passing coming through for Palisades. They have the end zone in their sights. Lots of free time here. Nobody open at all. Wants to run it forward and gets into the end zone. Palisades B will take the lead.
There we go. We're getting to see some offense now. They're locking in. They're learning each other's defensive styles.
So now we're in the positive for rushing yards. That's
nice. What are we at, like 3 or 4 now?
Yeah, the stonks are up for sure for rushing for Palisades. And the point after actually almost gets blocked from Lexington. We'll get them up to 14 to the 9. They will kick it back off. Plenty of time, though, for Lexington to try to make something happen.
Oh, that's a boot.
Golly. He almost made that field goal. Did you see that? That was crazy.
I always thought that should be some kind of points. Maybe you get like a point for kicking it through the field goal.
Yeah, like a half a point.
Yeah.
I think everybody would be so pissed. Just like, oh, we lost by a half last week. All right, so here we go. Going to be a rush play, and had a gap on the right, but elected to go straight through the bigger gap in the center.
The transfer truck style gap that was in the middle.
Yeah, the secondary was more than ready to fill up that hole. So here we go. Trying to go for the pass this time around. Has a player downfield. The lob is perfect, and ain't nobody catching number 2. Lexington Senior High get another 6 of their own.
They just needed some time to warm up. Now they're firing on all cylinders.
I think that they were offended about saying how they were the 2 best defenses. And now I'm starting to believe it a little bit more, but the offenses are definitely coming online. 16 to 14.
Just got to light a little fire every once in a while, right?
Just gotta make sure they know. I'm harsh on them because I care. 1 minute and 22 left in the first half, and it's a little bit of a bunt kick all the way to the 25 and almost able to get a little bit more, but we'll be stopped at the 26. That could have gotten hairy.
There's always on kickoffs. I always am like, they're about to break this, and then it just never happens. Let's see what we got here. A lot of good coverage. Ooh, that's a tight throw. Ooh. Saved there. That was really close.
All right, Jordan, we need to be careful here, bud, because we have had quite a few turnovers so far. I mean, the rushing towards the end of the last play was pretty good, so
maybe
we'll have
that's
to see.
a strat.
It might be. Just read immediately.
No.
Another pick. I mean, you had 28 just running all the way back towards the locker room. Another 6 points for Lexington Senior High, a pick 6 to boot.
Are we back now with defense?
We back. Yeah, we back. Yeah. I was wrong. My bad. I was not aware of your flow, Lexington Senior High.
This is becoming more of a defensive points versus offensive points match than a Lexington versus Palisades.
Yeah, the defense is winning, flat out. So have all 3 timeouts remaining if you are Palisades B, but I mean, my mental is flatlined for them. I mean, you've thrown 3 interceptions at this point.
Yeah, it's getting tough, but
65 total passing yards too so far.
Yeah, the yardage is there. I think I see like they're good. They just gotta maybe make less of those questionable tight throws.
Yeah.
And maybe settle a little bit more sometimes. Just like this guy in the flat, the triangles. Why?
Yeah.
But
finds one downfield. I mean, good leading pass coming through for Palisades B, who – did he actually get out of bounds? Well, no, the game clock will catch itself back up. But no timeout called here for Georgia, a.k.a. Palisades. So clock will be sub 1 minute. Back towards the shotgun. Looking for a player downfield. Wants to at least get 6 on the board. Will get that catch, and we'll call a timeout following.
These throws, they make me so nervous, but he's threading the needle on a lot of them.
The biscuit is good if you risk it. All the way open, downfield. I mean, you're going to get stopped, but out of bounds, stopping the clock. Now you're within at least a field goal, but you definitely want the 7.
Yeah, this isn't easy. You get this one possession no matter what here at the end of the half. That's huge. Ooh, that's good defense there.
Really good
Not
coverage.
much you can do with that.
Timeout actually going to be called by Lexington, not wanting the clock to be stalled out, because if worse comes to worse, even if Palisades score, they won't be able to score enough to take the lead, and you might be able to still get a player or 2 off. Player open out on the right side, and actually goes for the player on the interior. I thought he was for sure going to go to the line, but we'll get the catch. Another timeout called, and that's Lexington's last. 36 seconds remain in the first half.
That's some confidence there calling timeouts.
Yeah.
On this side of the ball with that much time left. He's got confidence in his Hail Mary skills.
I guess. Yeah, there's one thing we definitely got within our first game of college football. It's can't be too afraid. Ooh. Another catch will come through for Palisades.
This is 4th, right?
Yeah, 4th and 1 now.
Going for it?
I mean, you feel like you have to. You got 30 seconds left.
Okay.
Run up the center.
That's a tough run.
Guaranteed. Yeah. I mean, look at the secondary, how far forward they are.
Maybe some play action here.
He's trying to read it. Is he
maybe trying to get him
to
jump off sides here, maybe. Yeah, he's looking for a jump off sides. No?
Calls it. For a quick little pass.
Got it!
And able to get the touchdown. Palisades are now trailing by 3.
What I'm slowly learning is to never question. They seem to always pull it off in the clutch.
Yeah, I mean, they are cooking with things that I never even thought were possible. 2-point game now for Lexington, who will receive the ball once again, but utilize both their timeouts during Palisades' last possession. So they'll elect for the touchback here to the 25-yard line. They go.
Bringing out the Hail Mary.
You have to at this point, you'd feel. Waiting to be able to see what the offense conversion is looking like. And wouldn't you know it, it's a single quarterback in a shotgun stance. Has 5 targets, 2 close, 1 running all the way downfield, steps up to the line of scrimmage, but just throws it away.
They look like me throwing the ball there.
Yeah, did not get the timing there at all.
Let's see what we got here. You got to go deep at this. Yep. Wait, what?
Gonna be immediately picked off by Palisades. Will get the ball back. They do have a timeout. They realistically, should this be a very quick play to start things off, you should be able to get 2 plays off here with 14 seconds remaining in a timeout.
Yeah, easily.
Unless he exhausts it all right here, just trying to go for the end zone in one single play. 10 seconds now. Gonna throw it all the way to the outside on the left, but at least he doesn't lose anything.
True. Now you're just looking for me. I'm looking for the field goal here. Hit this little tight end here, maybe on this out route. Get the timeout. That works too.
Has to get out of bounds. Has to go down, get out of bounds.
Yeah, go down.
Yeah, timeout immediately called.
So we're looking at home or away field goal here. This is a home field goal?
Yeah. 48 yards, though.
That thing's moving.
It's a long field goal.
48
yards,
it's bad.
Just outside to the left, and it's tipped as well. That is just not a good sign at all. So we will reach the half as Lexington Senior High still have a 2-point lead. The safety still making the difference.
This is so whose possession here?
It's going to go to Lexington start the second half.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, that would have been huge for that field goal to go through.
Mm-hmm. Would have been a 1-point lead coming through for Palisades. So the Football will reach all the way to the back of the end zone. Again, almost able to make the uprights. So Lexington will get the ball at the 25.
Let's see if we can get some more of this offense going. Will it be a defensive second half or will it be an offensive second half?
Running the ball.
Nice run.
Oh.
Huge hole.
He's able to
Juke
at least make it. And now he has some
Cut
defensive
left.
players coming all the way through.
Is that the same guys last time?
Yeah.
Tracking him down. What's his
Yeah.
speed? He got 99 speed on here.
Has to. That is a fast defensive player.
Looking like a blitz.
Stadium pulse going insane.
Should have somebody open. Oh, he ran a screen.
At least he threw it away. I mean, it was about 4 different Georgia uniforms running it down.
Could have been much worse.
Oh, yeah. So again, a lot of zone coverage being pulled here. You can only imagine that Lexington are now thinking about adding at least 6, but goes towards the run, loses yardage. 3rd and 11 now on the 26.
Coverage. Looks like zone again. Might have to start looking at some dinks and dumps like that right there.
Yep.
I know it's not, fancy or anything, but gets the job done.
Now, it just should guarantee at least a field goal, but it seems that Lexington Senior High wants a little bit more as they're going to go for it. And this, to me, is egregious, but at least try to extend the lead by any stretch of the imagination. Tries to step up as the quarterback.
He's got it.
Able to get the first down, plus a little bit more, a little side step out of bounds, and now we're within the red zone for Lexington Senior High.
So field goals up by 5. Yeah, you want the – oh, it's free. Oh, the dive from 5 yards out.
Just gets intercepted mid-dive as well. Oh, man. That one
wild.
was definitely smart should that actually happen. Quick little run up to the save with the dive. Can't get in as well. 3rd and goal.
That running back's a frog. Surely you just run it 2 more times, right?
Don't see why not. I mean, you're on the 1. Just need a single yard.
Don't pull a Seahawks. Give him the rock.
Play clock running down.
Yeah, feed the beast.
It's just the dive continuously. Lexington Senior High will get add another 6 to the tally as their lead will grow.
You go for 2 here, no? So, no, never mind.
Yeah, no. This is still fine.
No, actually, yeah, you go for 2, right, on that? Go up by 10? I think that might be the strat, but I don't have my clipboard that the
Well, even
coaches
if they gain max points, so if Palisades get a touchdown, like the most that they can get is 8.
True.
So they'll still have a 1-point lead. So guarantee it. Might as well get towards the big 3-0 if you are Lexington Senior High, as the kickoff will go all the way to the back and will be touched back. So to the 25-yard line, we will go for Palisades.
Oh, huge hole.
Running the ball all the way to the outside, runs into a secondary defensive member who almost pushes them out of bounds, but this is good for Palisades. Able to get another set of downs. You're up to your own 38.
Yeah, keep running. I like this.
Because you feel like by proxy, like you will get these first downs, and you're getting closer towards the end zone. But most importantly, like you get this touchdown, and like we were talking about, even if you do get those extra 2 points, you still need the ball back. So you would like to try to complete this time of possession in a timely order, so that way at least you can guarantee to get the ball back to at least put another 3 on the board to win the game.
Yeah, very true. It's just so nice to run the rock a little bit, and I swear there's something with the AI where when you run, they react different to the pass plays when you run the pass plays. So, like, I think this will open up the pass room here. Surely looking at somebody who's going to have some space somewhere.
Just on the outside. Just right back to the big tight end. Going to be able to get the first down. Clock will continue to tick all the way down, and we're going to reach somewhere near about like 2 minutes. Yeah, once the accelerated clock comes through. So 2 minutes left almost in the third. Will probably
so
be that time at the end of this play. And
what the?
That looked like prime Derek Jeter trying to throw somebody out at first at shortstop. That was weird.
I'm telling you, man, that's what happens when you get out of the pocket. I don't know how you control it. I'm sure that there's some special move or button that People who are really good at the game know to stop them and plant and throw, but they just do crazy stuff like that. It also was I don't know if you saw the defensive player who was spying. They took a user linebacker and tracked him down to the left over there to stop him from running on that big open left side over there. So that was a nice play by the defense there.
Yeah, good pickup by Lexington Senior High, and that's what I was pointing out in our first match in between Palisades A and Butler High School was that when you are controlling at least one defensive player, just being able to be your own personal QB spy is very, very good. And picking up the slack to the outside cannot get the catch. 4th and 4, and if you're Palisades, I mean, you should go for this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Tough play choice, though. Tough play choice.
A lot of slants. Flat route being run. Wide receiver, too. Might just have to be the player to watch out. Should he get all the way to the outside? And, yep, bang.
Nice. Oh.
Stays up on his feet.
I stay away as much as I can from the user tackling. I screw that up every single time.
And it actually turns into like prime N64 NFL blitz. You just get bodies flying.
Yeah.
We also just showed our age with that reference. But hopefully you all understood at home. So a little bit of a play fake. Just barely gets the ball out. That almost looked like a forced fumble, but just barely stays alive. Does not lose any yardage on the possession.
Sometimes those are the best things that can happen because I don't know how many times I've had somebody I've got my eyes on that it's definitely going to be a pick, but I see the guy about to sack me, so I try to get it off, but the ball doesn't actually go, and it saves me from a pick at the end of the day, and I don't get the sack.
Yeah.
So sometimes a blessing in disguise.
Screen. Well, not getting any net loss nor gain for Palisades, who elect to call a timeout. It's the third quarter, so you would have still had ample amount of time should you convert this 3rd and 10.
Interesting.
Audibles on audibles.
Got
Trying to
Peyton
read the
Manning back
defense.
there.
Yeah. Omaha.
Oh, no. Ooh, that was a great
How did
play.
he? What? I mean, he threw a bullet
Yeah.
just right through the defensive hands.
He made a great read, too. The defense made a great read and still threaded the needle. I'm always keeping an eye on the running backs in the flat. That's my favorite route.
He's open. Not anymore. But it's going to be the tight end again. Who was able to get to the pylon? Touchdown Palisades. So much time left in this game for them to not only flip the lead, but potentially to get it for the first time.
Yeah, so you definitely go for the PAT here. I'm always trying to keep my eye out on how that works exactly. I'm very interested in what those clipboards look like, that all the analytics that the NFL coaches have and what they say.
They always are crunching the numbers. But this makes sense to me. Just get yourself within 2. Again, it is the safety that is the difference still for Lexington. That was the first 2 points that were scored throughout the entirety of this game between the two teams. And it's still the difference as far as the lead is concerned. 4th quarter now.
And it's looking like the offenses have kind of caught on now. Seems like, I don't know what the stats are at this point, but it seems like offense maybe is ahead of defensive scoring at this point.
16 for 10 rushing attempts, 169 yards rushing for Lexington Senior High.
I'm telling you, that's how football works. Starts with the running game.
And you'd almost have to assume, that has to be your play for Lexington Senior High, just to run the football, drain as much as the clock as possible, because Palisades only have 2 timeouts to play, and you'd have to imagine that they want to save that for their possession.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely secure the game here. You just keep getting a couple first downs with those accelerated clocks and the shorter quarters. Yeah, good plays, good plays. 2 yards is nothing. It's a big time for the defense to step up. I expect some kind of blitz here.
Big 3rd and 2 stop required. Everybody's on man and blitz.
Yep, going to be man over there. This is going to be tough.
That's one player breaking out through the middle of the field, but the blitz comes through. 4th and 2 now for Lexington Senior High, who are going for it.
Oh, wow. That was a great defensive selection. Let's see if they can come up with another one here. Oh, they're dropping back into zone, it looks like, for this one.
Shotgun to the run. All the way through the center gap that was created. First down for Lexington Senior High, who get it up to their 39-yard line.
Yeah, 15 attempts, 160 yards, 2 TDs. That's the difference right now, that running game.
Stadium Pulse is almost non-existent.
They're losing faith out there in Georgia.
Yeah, the Bulldog fans are just not really happy right now. Lexington, again, back to the run. Another gain of 3, draining that clock.
Oh, that was interesting. I hadn't seen that before. Did you see the little fatigue thing?
Yeah. So that is one thing that we are playing with, of course, within the rule set. Fatigue is on, which is where sometimes a lot of the coaching always comes into the conversation on how many times you should be using the player. And, yeah, that's where you see right there. I mean, that's your halfback, who, again, is up to 163 yards by themselves rushing. So, yeah, I'm sure that a lot of us would be sore.
Definitely. I know I would be. Oh, I wonder how much that actually is going to affect him at the end of the day. I'm curious.
For real.
Seems like he's still going strong.
First catch for that tight end. Gained 17. So up to enemy territory now are Lexington, who, again, I mean, this time of possession has taken about like 3 minutes off the game clock so far.
The way that these quarters work, you can just run that whole thing off.
Not the double back to at least turn it into a gain of 2 at the end, up to the 39.
That was like when you used to create your My Characters or whatever, 99s all around. You just always cut the edge.
Defense looking for a little bit more of a man coverage. No, they went for the zone.
Oh, yeah, zone again. They're playing so deep here. It's interesting. Should be a lot of stuff open here in the middle, mid-range, or the huge gap for the running back.
And again, this is something that has been a continuation for us when we're talking about all this zone defense. It just opens up the floodgates for all of the running game that Lexington Senior High have been exploiting against the defensive plays that are being called by Palisades, who call another timeout. Now just have 1 remain.
That was a little bit better of a run defense there. Probably need to stick towards those types of plays. A little bit less zone, maybe a little bit more man. Maybe 1 deep safety. Oh, back to the zone.
Yeah, back to the zone. 2nd and 8. I mean, you have a 1-back shotgun. Fakes for the run. Being hounded now. Just trying to get towards the outside. Back up towards the 20-yard line. Now it's just 3rd and 2.
That's so frustrating as a defensive player. I know you have good coverage downfield and everything, and then you just don't have that one guy to chase down that quarterback.
Back towards the run. Oh! What, the dive?
Is that some kind of strat that I'm unaware of?
Just like the lunge?
Yeah, the little frog leap.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not too sure. Maybe our pro coach might be able to make a video about just how impactful diving is for a run game. Because, I mean, again, for Lexington, just utilizing number 20, their halfback has been finding success time and time again.
Yep. He's going to be feeling it tomorrow, though, from what we've seen.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's been speared at least twice through a lot of these dives that we saw in their last possession. Back towards the run game again.
Yeah.
We'll get a gain of 3.
Just running that clock down. This is the smart move. This is the old-timer me move.
Yeah. Just really, really good football being played right now. And Georgia, or Palisades, excuse me, are forced just to hold on to their 1 timeout that remains. 1 minute, 20 left on the game clock, 2 on the play clock, and we'll get the snap in time for the run, 3rd and 6.
That was a great defensive play. I'm assuming that was a user play with a little swim move there. Timeout. All right, that's the last timeout.
Yeah, and Lexington still have all 3 of theirs to be used at the ready, but they still lead by 2.
I believe first down is game over if they decide to kneel it out, right?
Mm-hmm. Just have to get 6 to the outside. Gonna get swarmed, so 4th and 6, but you get this field goal here for sure. It'll still offer.
They're not kicking the field goal, Andy. That's never happened.
I don't like that. I don't like this call for Lexington.
Always on the gas pedal.
Zone coverage defensively. Would love the pick here and just to get the ball as far down the field as possible. Otherwise, you're going to be starting on your own 13.
We are looking at 20 seconds still here on the play clock. So even if they do run this play and they get the ball back, it's only 20 seconds or so for Palisades. And they are definitely running it down here.
Look at the stadium pulse is going insane. 4 seconds remaining on the play clock.
Do they even hike it? Oh, they take the delay.
They took the timeout.
They timed
timeout,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, smart. Again, just utilizing all of the play clock possible. So 26 seconds on the game clock now. Palisades just are forced to watch everything that's about to be happening. And yeah, go for the pass here if you are Lexington Senior High. That is the guarantee to run the play clock down.
True. Because I guess you still lose technically to a touch. Oh, and they
or
score
you just get a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, or you can just do that. Like, yeah, that works too. And we're over here thinking like old man science when it comes down to the game clock and stuff, but nah, not going to matter.
Just score forehead.
Yeah, just score. Yeah. Just put it so far out of reach. 37-28 now, 20 seconds remain. And, I mean, this would have to be a Herculean effort for Palisades to be able to work their way back into this game fully. Never want to count them out, though.
Oh, that was interesting. Yeah, Hail Marys, we've seen them all game last game, so I will not put them out until I see the final tick.
Going to be starting on the 25-yard line. Guaranteed. Good field positioning here. Shotgun with a one halfback. And everybody's running downfield. I mean, he's thinking he's got to go big or he is just going to go home. Flag going to be called.
Could it be pass interference? It's pass interference.
Yeah, pass interference. So we're going to get the ball further down the line. Chains will move forward.
Oh, they called it pretty far down.
Look at how deep the zone.
Yeah, that's so hard to, like, what do you even do here?
Because you know that's exactly what Palisades needs to be able to find for themselves. Quarterback will sneak all the way out for a gain of 4 just outside, but 9 seconds remain. I mean, you trail by 9 points. This is looking like a GG's.
Yeah. Can maybe cut a little bit off of the deficit here, but I don't know about
this will be the last play. This looks like it could potentially be the last play, and it's underthrown. 3 seconds remain in the game clock. 3rd and 6. Even if you convert this Hail Mary play, it's just not enough time.
Yeah, let's see if they can hit a dime down deep here.
Throw. He down there somewhere. He's able to at least get the catch, but you don't have a timeout to stop the clock, and that will be game. So 37-28. Just because you picked the number 1 seed doesn't always mean you're going to win.
Very true. That was a great defensive game. A lot of offense came on there at the end. It's almost like they seemed like they were maybe warming up a little bit there, but the rushing game definitely came on. I don't think that it was that strong that early on, but yeah, it looked like it was a great match between the two, and ready to see them perform later on in the season.
Yeah, so Palisades, both their A and their B team, we got to see here live. We'll go 1-1 as far as the day is concerned. So Palisades A, 1-0. Palisades B, we'll start 0-1. But that Lexington Senior High School team, I was telling you, man, they're pumped to play this entire season. And we saw some really, really cool plays there. I thought it was just going to be the safety as a difference, but we got to see some really good methodical game and play clock management coming through from all 4 teams that we got to witness here for college football to start things off. But that's going to at least do it for the opening half when it comes down to our broadcast here for the CMS region. We do have some Overwatch games, of course, for you all to be broadcasted as well. So we're going to step away for a very short break. When we come back, we'll update you with the leaderboards of college football, where things are at going into week number 2, as well as the Overwatch action. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. everybody, and welcome back to the VESL fall season. For the CMS region, my name is Proper. Join with me is Trey, and we just concluded everything to do with college football so far, at least for the matches that we broadcasted. And I'm not going to lie, those matches were insane. We definitely got a certain treat to start off our entire season.
Yeah, I was definitely hyped through all of them, and I can't wait to see all the other VODs get released later in the week or whenever they're releasing, and I'll be jumping in to check out some of those matches as well to see if those are anywhere near the caliber the other matches were.
Competition is fierce, so we do have a leaderboard update for you all as well to be able to see where everybody currently stands as far as CMS here for college football 2025. And as we saw, Lexington Senior High School, at least for their A team, did quite well. They were able to take down Palisades B 37-28, but their other team as well are starting off 1-0 as well. So they will go for the trades that we also saw from Palisades, as Palisades A were able to beat Butler High School as well.
Yeah, so we're going to assume that most of these guys are pretty high up there as far as, the caliber of the teams. But, anything could happen. Like, all these guys who are at the bottom of the list, they have just as much time to get back up to the top. Plenty of season left to play.
Oh, there's so many more games left to be played as well, and so much more time to be able to study and adapt to be able to combat against a lot of these teams that are starting off 1-0 going into week number 2. Make sure that, again, you are partnering along with your esports mentor. Check inside those discords, that way you can get that pro content and to be able to up your game from Drini, a very, very top level football player for Madden and for college football as well. But that's all for college football, at least to start off our entire fall season so far. So now we're transitioning over to Overwatch 2, which has now been taking place for our team FPS game for this entire season. In our opening matchup, you see right below us here, will be Audrey Kell going up against Kata. And Audrey Kell, if there's one thing that we know about that school, they have some crack students.
Yeah, they come to play. I've heard that since the beginning of the VESL League, they've been very active, and they're always up there with the best teams. So I'm expecting a lot of good play. I won't know as much as my friend Andy here will know when it comes to Overwatch, because he's the expert here when it comes to that. But he'll do a great job of explaining to you how good they are when they play.
I'm just a guy in a jersey. Don't mind me. I will do my best. But yeah, Overwatch will definitely be interesting. Again, if you are unfamiliar with Overwatch is, it will be 5v5. So 5 students from Audrey Kell, 5 students from Central, from Kata, and we will have them face off against each other in a best of 3. So these will be map sets that were predetermined, so that way we can make sure that we get through all of these seasonal matches in a timely order as well. But everything's going to be starting off on Control, so for those at home, much close to a King of the Hill type of game mode. You're going to see a lot of different flashy particles happening on the screen as well. A lot of different characters being picked at the same point in time. I don't even know if these schools even know what the meta is in Overwatch, and it might not matter, because there could be influence for any one of these players to carry the entire match. Could be a tank, could be a DPS. Honestly, could be a crack support. Who knows?
Yeah, as far as I know about Overwatch, there may be a meta that exists out there, but even players who are super into whatever character that they choose, that know their character super well, the meta may not even matter for them, right? They can take that player and play way better than what the meta would be anyways. So I'm curious to see if we have any weird outliers like that.
We'll have to wait and see, but the gameplay should be coming our way sometime very soon here. Again, Audrey Kell, the A team, going up against Kata. In our opening series here, going to be starting off on Control for Ilios, as we get a look at a very healthy lobby. Lots of participants being prepared to play in this best of 3. Again, you just got to win the opening 2 maps, and you don't have to be worried about that third, but going to be starting off here on the Ruins Control stage, as it may be. It could be rather confusing for those at home. There are maps, but then we have stages within the maps like Control. There's 3 total stages. This one is called Ruins.
This is my first time seeing this map, and it looks like the wonderful city in Greece.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, Ilios.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the cooler parts just about Overwatch in general, is that like their entire storyline, like all of like the lore behind the game itself, it's just so vast, but a lot of it does happen within titled and named cities as well. They also have like a really cool map that is also a racetrack called Circuit Royale as an escort map, which we might end up seeing later in this series, or maybe the one to follow as well. So Cata A going up against Audrey Kale. The doors will be open sometime soon. We're already at least seeing some discrepancies as far as the hero selection is concerned.
So tell me, Andy, being the noob here, what's the strat for both sides?
You mostly just want to try to get your DPS in a position to be able to work some of those picks, and some of those different compositions that I'm talking about will be further enabled for Audrey Kell. Specifically, you're looking at Kearless, who is playing on that Genji role. He is an assassin, tried and true, just trying to pick off of the damage that Boost, who is playing a sniper type of player, to be able to go in and be able to get those burst damages very, very quickly. But we got a tussle over top of the bridge, over in the dark side of the control point, and so far, working out wonderfully for Audrey Kell, who were dropped down incredibly low, so good focus healing coming through from their support players. Will now be able to take a lot of space as the control point becomes open, trying to get a last bit of these eliminations, and Boost will continue to get in the grill of the enemy team, getting an abundance of kills, and there's the follow-up coming through from Kearless, a team wipe for the opening salvo out of Audrey Kell.
So it's a progressive control point, right? You start with C, once you get to 100%, you cap C, you move to B. That's how it works, correct?
So for control, it's just 100%. Like, whoever gets 100% on this control point will take a 1-0 lead in the stage, and then we will go to a completely different stage. Every single stage is almost like a map within its own self as well, but it is still all technically underneath the jurisdiction of Helios, as Cata are struggling just to get out of their Mega Pack room, just trying to get themselves a little bit further forward. Audrey Kell is just so oppressive, but this is what the composition is built to do, especially with the Ramatra just holding the line, just trying to poke a lot of the damage that's coming through for Kearless to try to follow things up, but Cata were at least able to find a trade on a Fluff, so that's a main support down, but now you lost all of yours, and the follow-up soon to follow. Controlled Frenzy coming through from Audrey Kell as they reach the 50% mark.
Tell you, there's a lot of stuff going on. You were not kidding about all the things going
Told
on
you.
The screen. It's a lot to keep track of here. I do know that these are their ults. What's this little mustache ult?
Oh, that's Bob. That is the butler. I don't remember what Bob actually stands for, but it's a giant robot friend that Ash likes to keep forward, and he's got a couple miniguns on his wrist that he's ready to completely dismantle you with. Ultimates online, 5 strong for Audrey Kell, comparatively to Cata, who do have at least 2 at their disposal. You feel like you might need one of those, just trying to push a little bit further forward as you're struggling just to get through this very narrow choke point, and that means that Kearless can pop the blade coming through, or Genji trying to find a lot more eliminations. They were bolstered by a sound barrier out from their Lucio player as well. Picks still coming through, 94%, and Cata need to try to touch that control point just to try to block overtime, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be easy. And you were able to at least get 1 or 2 players closer towards the zone, but now it's just your Junker Queen all by their lonesome. They will pop out their rally ultimate, but it may not matter. They will walk away with a single pick. Overtime surely will be completely dismayed, and Audrey Kell going to take a 1-0 lead here in this control point, 100-0.
So in that little entryway there that we're talking about, that choke point, is that our only entrance into the capture point there?
Yeah.
Should they have maybe? Oh, that's the only.
Yeah,
entrance.
I mean, like, you have like 3 different, like, you have a Mega Pack all the way on the outside that you can also get like knocked off the map. You have the main choke point just to try to get to the control point, and then that bridge where like the opening like scuffle started. Those are your 3 options to try to get in the control point. So now we go over towards something that gives you even less options to try to get to the control point. This one's going to be interesting as well, but if Cata can get set up around a choke point, if they get possession first, their entire setup as far as a composition is concerned is set to hold, but Audrey Kell is set to completely dismantle all of that, as they will not go through any composition changes at all. It's actually Cata that pulls out a Cassidy, and they also get a Baptiste as well, as we have a couple emotes here in spawn. Beautiful.
That's some confidence coming out right there, I'm assuming.
So, to the control point first, Cata will go. And they are at least being able to find an abundance of damage, but again, any damage comes through. Kearless is already diving into your back line. He is taking down support after support, last alive. It's just a lone Cassidy, and a headshot does come through onto Kearless, but the swarm soon to follow. That is a scary sightline to behold for yourself, as the control point will be captured by Audrey Kell. Can Cata finally get any semblance of percentage?
So I'm looking at the characters up here and the percentages. Tell me a little bit more. Are these is that health?
That's ult charge. So the blocks underneath them, that's all their HP. You can tell which ones are the tanks because they have the biggest amount of health bars, but seems that the Cassidy from Kata were able to get themselves up towards the high ground. We'll get a nice little headshot onto Keerless, but just because you have the numbers doesn't mean you have all the space, and that should at least be another team fight won by Audrey Kale, but they're still hanging around the joint. Now they have at least a tank advantage. Now that you did lose your tank for Audrey Kale, they're trying to push a little bit further forward, but nobody's getting on the control point yet. The remaining members for Audrey Kale are doing a fantastic job at least keeping all of Kata honest into this fight. It's buying a lot of time for the rest of the reinforcements for Audrey Kale that did previously die to get back into the fight, and Boost is still just finding tons and tons of damage. The point did get flipped, but you still have a 43% lead, and that means that Kata just had to come out from their Mega Pack room, right into the waiting arms in the line of sight out of Boost, who does have their ultimate available. The point flip will come through. Audrey Kale made it look easy.
So it looked like they got in there for a little bit, but maybe they didn't get the confidence they needed to quite stay in there.
Have a couple ultimates ready now. You are Kata. You're about to have a Deadeye ready for your Cassidy. The sound barrier prepared that you need to have online for Keerless's Blade, but it's actually going to be a defensive sound barrier being pulled by Audrey Kale. That was in response to a blizzard that was pulled by Hobie from Kata. And it's a great response coming through, but Kata are just reaping the benefits from all of the damage being found. It meant that Boost had to pull out Bob, and it meant that Keerless was able to complete the charge on their Blade as well, and the beat was popped previously for Kata, so it's just Keerless running amok in your back line. 82% and counting up for Audrey Kale.
Yeah, it just looks like AK is just dominating here.
%. Can anybody from Kata get here in time? Good trigger discipline coming through as well for Keerless. It was just playing a one-off angle. Ultimates being popped. The Ramacha just running it down. It's just a May left inside of their ice block, and it's going to be a clean 2-0 map number 1 out from Audrey Kale. Kata only got a conjoined 14%. Yeah, that's
Is there anything, you know, maybe that they were doing wrong there that they could have done better to, or was AK just frying?
So it's one of those things that, like, for Overwatch specifically, you have to, in real time, decipher the issue. And the issue was about, I would say, two-pronged for Audrey Kale. Again, their entire composition was set up just formally Boost on the Ashe gets the damage. Keerless on the Genji follows up on said damage by dashing into your backline, and then it's followed up by a Lucio speed boost. So it's like it's a lot more harmonious, and it was made to send a certain amount of discord through the entire setup that Kata were looking for. But the biggest issue for me was you just need to focus one of the picks. Do you want to use your own Lucio speed amp to try to run down the enemy team to get to the Ashe, or do you just play counter dive and then you wait for the Genji to try to dive into your backline, find the pick, and then you push a little bit forward? And we saw that, and it's what ultimately garnered the 14% from Kata on that second stage, but the follow-up soon afterwards as well, just playing straight into the hands. Boost was just hitting shots left, right, and center. I'm pretty sure that they only, like, died twice through those two stages, so that's impressive within its own self. But, yeah, that's like one of, like, many different things that could have been easily pointed out for Kata to maybe to find a little bit more success, but counter picks are obviously a thing. Would have loved to be able to see a Winston being played just to be able to counter that Genji, but that's, again, why you got to get with your mentors and you got to get some of those coaching videos your way. We have Jake Overwatch. He's making all the videos for you guys. Again, #1 Junkrat in the world, former pro player, played on the Houston Outlaws during the Overwatch League, and now he's a commentator for the OWCS. The guy knows ball. I promise you that much. But regardless of all of that, it is a 1-0 lead coming through for Audrey Kale A, as they are setting themselves up for potentially a 2-0 versus Kata, should they not be able to bounce back in the upcoming map. VESL 2024 season here for the fall. My name is Proper. Joining with me is Trey throughout all of the action so far. We have gone through 2 college football games so far and at least 1 map of Overwatch, but we're about to be hopping back into the gameplay here for Audrey Kale, who have a 1-0 lead over Kata.
Yeah, it was a pretty convincing win there for AK. They seem to be on their game. So what's the next map that we have coming up?
I honestly don't know. I remember off the top of my head. So it looks like it's going to Flashpoint for New Junk City is actually going to be the next map. So Flashpoint is pretty similar as far as control is concerned. The difference is that you don't change the stages, so I guess this is a lot more closer to what you were talking about for like a traditional King of the Hills. Like when you reach 100% on a Flashpoint, it then moves to a different hill on the same map. So you don't transition any sort of spawns. Everybody starts off on the same side of the map, and it's all random on where the flashpoints go to as well. But this will be the first. The opening flashpoint is always still the same, and it's in a little bit of a ring.
I'm assuming dead in the center of the map, right?
Oh yeah. It's as 50-50 as you could possibly ask for. The long walk once the doors open is quite far, which is why you're probably still going to see a lot of Lucios being played when it comes down to Flashpoint, just trying to get any sort of extra speed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, if the character comp maybe changes based on trying to get to that center point quicker.
It does, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's always been the name of the game, and why like Lucio is like super meta as well. Like the aura that he puts out just from speed alone is just so worth it for like a very bruising composition, which is what Kata are going for. You can see it dropping the Junker Queen, albeit their home stage, and going for the Ramacha, just trying to rectify some of the issues that we were talking about in that opening map. But it seems that Audrey Keller are going to be sticking with something very similar. This time, Boost will go over towards the Reaper, as everything is a lot more close quartered here on New Junk City. And then they're also going to have their tank go over toward the Winston. So that's going to be a lot more damning for Kata in the backline now to have a Gorilla in their face, too.
And it looks like they've just gone straight at each other. I'm trying to track here. It looks like we got 4 down with Cal, so
yeah.
AK is about to run it up here.
It's same news, different venue. You're just getting a lot of upfront damage. This time it's no longer from a sniper rifle-esque weapon from Boost that was playing the Ash. Now you have 2 Hellfire shotguns in your face to be backed up with Kirlis, who is still on the Genji, just diving through the backline.
So we've got 20% here. Is there like a time amount that it takes to get to 100%? Is it around a minute or something like that?
I don't know what the actual like time from 0 to 100% is, but it is 1 second is 1%. So I guess, yeah, 100 seconds. So immediately trying to get back into the fray are Kata. They will be walled off from the May. So very tough scenes to have for themselves, but a good pick will come through. Boost getting a little bit further forward than they wanted to. That means that you should at least have an advantage here. No longer have to worry about the Reaper, but just as soon as I try to sing any sort of praise whatsoever, they're trapped inside of a wall, and Kirlis is still in the back line. At least you were able to find a trade onto the Lucio that's been running it down continuously, but these late eliminations that are coming through should guarantee the first flashpoint to be caught by AK.
The little crack that they had right there in that wall to be spamming through. Got the worst of, I'm assuming that was Kata.
Yeah, you know what's the worst part about that too is that like when Hobie died, he can't drop the wall. If Hobie was still alive, he could have dropped the wall, but because the wall went up, Hobie died. Oh, no. Everybody was trapped back behind the wall, so it's very unfortunate. It was comical, but I'm sure Kata are not laughing about it within the moment. So first flashpoint will be captured as we move back over towards a secondary part of the map. Some ultimates being ready to be used for AK. Actually almost have 5 strong as Kata are trying to resurface themselves into a fight.
This is an interesting looking little nuclear compound thing here going on here.
Yeah, New Junk City is a weird one. So like Junker Queen, Junkrat, Roadhog, they all kind of hail from this exact area, as the Death Blossom is going to be pulled on the flank, but immediately scouted out by Kata. Sound Barrier is going to be called because the Blade was being utilized by Kirlis on the opposite side, who can't come up with anything whatsoever. Great ultimate usage coming through from Kata. AK are still in possession of the flashpoint, but one last elimination will come through, and the flip soon to follow. But yeah, New Junk City is interesting because it's just like, it is literally just a nuclear power plant that was taken over by the Junker Queen, and then now a whole bunch of wild individuals reside here.
Interesting. You gotta love the lore in these maps, and when game developers go the extra mile to create stuff, because they could just make a map and not care, but adding the lore in just adds that extra level of detail. Nice to see.
Every character does have a personality when it comes down to Overwatch, I will say that much. Ultimate's being popped. for AK, trying to get themselves back in there. The Kiriko ultimate actually was able to get themselves pretty far forward, but Primal Rage going to have to be invested for AK as well. Will allow the Winston to stay alive a little bit longer as Kata are just trying to focus down any targets that they possibly can. And it will be a numbers advantage coming through from Kata, up to 68% and counting all the way up to try to tie up this Flashpoint map number 2.
So it looks like Kata has come back. They're trying to, maybe figuring out AK's play style. Maybe needed to warm up a little bit and get it going, but looks like they're about to take this hill. Right?
And look at that complete flip as well for AK.
Yeah.
Boost is actually going to go over towards the Soldier 76. The Reaper was not finding as much value, not with the flanks. They are being watched. To your point, everything is being kind of mitigated for Kata, and some of the things that were wronging them in that opening control map. A lot of that can be thanks to Angel with all the burst healing out of the Baptiste, but the isolation coming through once again for AK, who has the sound barrier after losing their Kiriko. So a lot of healing was gone away, but Kearless has another blade, and he is just slicing Kata to smithereens. That will be a flip. We will remain here for a little while longer.
So when they get to 99%, we've got the little overtime thing that pops up, and that just goes away. When does that go away, I guess?
So long as somebody from the opposing team is still on the zone, the overtime will still stay at a full bar. That the moment that they step off, it will continuously tick all the way down, and will get faster the more that you continuously hop on and off as the opposing team. So 50% remaining. I mean, if AK still hold for this fight, Kata should at least get another good look at maybe trying to go for the flip. But off of that previous attempt, AK actually utilized all of their ultimates. Now Kata do have a certain advantage. They do have the Baptiste ultimate. Can be a lot of damage, but the dive comes through, and that's 2 dead almost immediately. It's just an immediate trade to come through, at least from the Ramatra, but the tank player's the last one alive. No ultimates utilized, and the fight took way too long. AK are about to go 2 up here in this Flashpoint.
Yeah, so just when it looked like Kata was maybe getting their stuff together, AK comes in clutch, taking it 2. So this is first to 3?
Yeah, first to 3 on a Flashpoint. So you're going to have to reverse sweep here if you are Kata. And when the next 3, which Hobie swapped off the May, so now you got double hit scan as well. But they're also isolated. And again, this is the benefit of playing such a unique dive composition for AK. Genji, Winston have been being played since 2016, since Overwatch was first announced and being played to a fine tee out of Audrey Kell, who, before the Flashpoint even opens, wins the team fight. They'll get first capture.
Was that a little bit early of a fight to be happening for them to get this without Kata be able to make it to the point?
Well, the Flashpoint doesn't open up. Like, it just opened up, so it gives every team like a good chance to try to transition from spawn or old Flashpoint over towards the current one. But it's a great understanding for AK that Kata were in a position to try to threaten the initial capture, so they just ran them down. So now that you're running back into this fight, if you are Kata, and Seismic's going to go down, he had the sound barrier, you needed that. No ultimates need to even be popped for Audrey Kell, as Kata are just stuck in the blender in the small elbow room. 5 ultimates about to be online for Audrey Kell. Kata need to do something.
AK just ran through them. So, yeah, is it all GG for Kata here? Are they going to be able to come back? Maybe.
Ooh, it's going to be tough. I'll tell you that much. I mean, you're going to need the sound barrier to mitigate the Genji blade that's about to be coming through, and then you also have a visor online for boost. If you can tell by the camera on my voice, it's looking like a GG's, but we'll have to see. I mean, Kata going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, as Audrey Keller just remaining patient. I mean, good discipline just to maintain presence on the high ground. Got to be the Ramatra ult to start things off. Visor invested for boost. Trying to find a little bit more damage, but Kearless was able to at least find a trade. So no Cassidy online for Kata, no Lucio in the fight so far for Audrey Kell, and Kearless is going to get isolated, taken down by the Ramatra from Kata, who are now taking possession of the point. They're just squared up in the center of the actual zone itself, and Audrey Kell just popped all of their ultimates, completely swarm Kata out of the Flashpoint itself, and they will win in a convincing 3-0 here in the map number 2, and an even more convincing 2-0 in the series.
Man, AK, I guess, showing their long-standing presence in the VESL League here with that dominating win. They have had the time to put teams together, and maybe they've got a good little Overwatch program going on over there.
They got a lot of just good esports programs going over there as well. I mean, I remember vividly casting CMS throughout the spring season. Smash Brothers was a riot. Valorant had so many crack players out of AK as well, and they're always transitioning so many different players across so many different games. They're so active in their Discord as well. Like the Fortnite tournament that happened as well, I know that they also competed in that. Like, they're all over the place, man. They're a bunch of cracked individuals, and going to be starting off 1-0 here for at least the A team as well. So, only can imagine how well the B team is probably doing with as many cracked individuals that are at that school. But that's a great step in the right direction for Audrey Kell to be as dominant as we just saw in that opening series.
Yeah, dare I say we see them in the state championship.
Probably. Yeah, Audrey Kell making it to regionals and states. Name a more iconic trio, I will wait. But you're going to have to wait for the upcoming series that we have on our docket. It's the last series of the night. One more best of 3 for Overwatch. We're going to be taking a look at Palisades versus Charlotte Engineering. So we're going to step away for a very short break. When we come back on the other side, we will have that best of 3 prepared for you. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the VESL Fall 2024 season kickoff stream here for the CMS region. We are back at the We Be Right Back screen. What's up, all you goofy goobers out there? Welcome back to the VESL kickoff stream here for the CMS region for the fall 2024 season. My name's Proper. Joining with me is Trey, and we have gone through 3 series so far. 2 best of 1s for college football and 1 best of 3 for Overwatch so far. Audrey Kell were dominant, to say the least.
Yeah, coming out fire. We'll see if they can continue that fire, and maybe Kata can take a learning experience from that. You know, this first game of the season, they have plenty of time to recover.
Yeah, again, just a shout out, your esports mentor is going to be your best bet to be able to get those coaching videos ready. Jake Overwatch is making those videos for you all to up your game so that way we can see you at states potentially. So we'll have to see what that all entails. But now we are moving towards another best of 3 series here for Overwatch 2. Palisades Pumas back on the screen once again. This time they are going up against Charlotte Early Engineering College.
Yeah, Palisades is a staple here, I guess. You know, they are also having these tight, close, good matches for us to come out and watch. I'm curious. I haven't seen any of the Charlotte Engineering guys, so I'm curious to see if they're good. But I know Palisade they always bring the A game. So
I just feel like that if you're like at an engineering early college, like you got to be twisted.
Yeah,
like, you just got to be twisted. I don't know why I think that, but I don't know. I could be proved wrong. But all I know for a fact is that Charlotte Engineering, they did have a Valorant team in the spring season. So I'm sure that they probably do have like a handful of cracked individuals ready to play. But Palisades, again, as far as the Pumas are concerned, it's no rhyme or reason why they are on the stream 3 different times. They are a school that have been in the VESL League for quite some time, always fielding teams.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Charlotte Engineering's got. Like you said, I'm expecting a ton of cracked individuals just because those early college kids seem to always be pretty good. So let's see what they got.
Yep. Gameplay coming our way here very soon. And Palisades are looking to make a podium. I mean, if they can do it once again at States, that'd be fantastic. They were 3rd in the podium the last time that Overwatch was in VESL. I'm sure that a few of the students probably have changed as far as roles, or maybe even some have graduated since the last time that they were here. So big shoes potentially need to be filled as we get set once again here for Ilios. And, well, the first stage again is on Ruins. It is RNG, by the way. It doesn't immediately go towards Ruins, but it just happens that we got this.
Nice. We do love this map, though. I'm just going to start pointing things out on the map every time I see them. We got a nice little cruise ship over there, you know.
Does it give you, like old, like, Hercules vibes?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
The animated film? Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have a good Kronk impression?
No.
Wait,
No,
that's not even the right movie, is it?
What? No, it's not. No, you just jump to the Emperor's New Groove real fast.
I'm all over the place
This is
here.
a great movie, by the way. David Spade as the Emperor. Oh, God. What a time to be alive.
Talk all day about movies.
I really do. Especially from that. There's so many iconic points in that point in time, which again, like, I know I'm kind of like crossing streams here, but like for like the STEM stuff, like to make memes of the week to get more coins, like why are we not using like the Bring It On part where like they're strapped to the rock from the Emperor's New Group about to go down the waterfall? Classic stuff. But here we go, underway for Palisades, going up against Charlotte Engineering Early College, and you already have some diversity as far as compositions are concerned. Both dive tanks, you got a Diva being represented for Palisades Pumas with an Ana, but the most recent hero to be added is also in the mix here, Gino. He played by Buck. Assume that's how you say it for Charlotte Engineering Early College as we go for the tussle over top of Mega Pack this time around. But speed is on Genji for Palisades, and we saw how influential a Genji can be, especially backed up by another dive tank, aka Rhino, on that Diva. But health running incredibly low. A lot of good focus healing coming through for Chungo to at least make sure that their Winston stays alive and everything is to be followed up for damage. Big NC actually going to be found on a Rhino, so the deback will occur. Speed should be the next immediate focus as they're below half HP. Even also going to be able to reap the benefits from their Ana's line of sight as Charlotte Engineering Early College will win the opening salvo. They'll get captured first. Counter pick, but a lot of space can be held here, especially when it comes down to Insomniac, who needs to be the tip of the spear, if you will, to be able to find a lot of the damage and open up the floodgate for speed. We saw that happen with Adrikel, between no Ash to Genji. The same thing come all the way through, and you know it sure does. And Anti will kind of stall Palisades from getting a little bit further forward, but Speed is just going to find 4 eliminations within that entire engagement. 46% is where Charlotte Engineering Early College will capture as Palisades looking to flip.
So it looks like we got a little bit more back and forth here, maybe early on in this match. Maybe a little bit of a more clear out for Palisades, so that should be and you're right.
Yeah, you're looking at one big combination between Ren and Speed. That is a Nano Blade combination. Ever since Ana came back, it came into the game, that will amplify the damage that speed will be able to produce with that blade. Will also give them a certain amount of damage resistance to food. For Charlotte Engineering, they're getting close to a couple ultimates themselves. They do at least have the Death Blossom ready for Ethan. The orbital assistance coming through from Bob, but the Death Blossom is going to get ripped by Ethan, who gets into the back line of Palisades. Will walk away with 3 for 1 ultimate. Talk about a return of investment at Charlotte Engineering. Charlotte College will flip the point.
Back and forth, back and forth. That's surprising.
Available, which also can be utilized as a remake, but not in a safe position as well. So we'll be focused with Southern Sun. We'll find the trade. It is currently 4v4. Charlotte Engineering Early College, they still possess the point. They're up to 75%, just need 25% more. If they can turn this fight, they will be able to win the opening stage. The speed is very much still alive. The NATO Blade was popped. We also have a Kiriko ultimate being utilized. So that's going to amplify their attack speed and overall momentum to be able to push a little bit further forward. But again, Palisades have not flipped the point. 89% for Charlotte Engineering Early College and counting all the way up. Nowhere near ultimates, finally able to at least get the Primal Rage online for Charlotte Engineering. And they are currently hustling about in the back line of Palisades. Currently cannot get a little bit further forward, cannot stop the zone from being recaptured until the very end. It's a last-ditch effort for speed to try to keep it contested as long as possible. A couple trades do come through, but Rhino's low HP has to try to contest the point. There's no supports in the area for Palisades, so all the damage will be true until the Kiriko is able to at least get the jump towards a teammate of Insomniac, and he's still trying to deal with the Reaper, but numbers advantage is certainly something that you have to be considerate of if you are Palisades, who are still hanging around the area, trying to get the elimination, trying to get the flip. For Charlotte Engineering, they got the assistance from their tank. They do have a couple of supports. Insomniac trying to stay alive. The kills will start to come through. The flip soon to follow.
Crazy there. 5 kill streak, 6 kill streak, something like that. Just blocking down these guys.
Last fight territory potentially for Palisades. Start taking a look at some of the ultimates that are about being online. Probably gonna have another death loss from Charlotte. Trying to at least open up the dive. Insomniac's under a lot of pressure so far. Piedmont will occur on a Rhino. Numbers advantage and the Death Blossom gets pulled. Immediately will find 2. Speed, desperation, tries to pull out the blade, but only find 1, and Chungo will get the last lap to take down the Kiriko. The flip soon to follow. 100% finally reached, but that was a tug of war of a first stage.
Wow, yeah, back and forth, back and forth. Looks like these guys might be pretty evenly matched here. Curious to see how these maps go.
We'll have to see. Do love the good esportsmanship coming through there for Winston player of Charlotte Engineering Early College, saying it was a good round, because it was. That was a barn burner. That last team fight felt like it lasted forever. No swaps coming through. I mean, Chungo did switch to the Ana pretty late in the last stage. And then Ghostface has also been playing Misty Heroes at the same time, so it was on Junkrat, then switched to Torbjorn, which they are currently still residing on. Ren will go over towards the Kiriko. We'll have the Suzu to at least mitigate any sort of nonsense that might be through, and they will respond with a Juno of their own, and then Insomniac will swap off of the Sojourn and over towards Cassidy as we get underway here in the second phase. You got it. Yeah, but you'll lose those. Like if you're over like 25%, it'll bring you back down to like 20, something like that. So you'll lose quite a bit of progress on your ultimates, but sometimes it's not just the ultimates, sometimes the counter is that much more worth it, as you're seeing from Insomniac with that Cassidy. You're gonna be able to focus a lot more fire, dealing with the Winston that has been aging their back line. Goes for the Shadow Step, able to just narrowly get out, but Ethan has to reside in towards the Mega Pack, and it allows the focus to come back through the Palisades and get first one here on the second stage. Absolutely, especially on the high ground, it is available. One trying to control as much space as possible. It's a little bit expensive for Charlotte Engineering Early College just to try to get closer towards your zone. As Rhino finds Genji and just trying to find any sort of follow-up damage humanly possible, but the damage will come through via Insomniac. We'll get an elimination on the Ghostface, having a really tough map number 1, but numbers advantage is so weird for Palisades. Just a Reaper Winston combination trying also the Mega Pack. Here comes the dive, now on towards the back line, but bit off more than you can shoot. No Primal Rage to keep yourself alive. Now we have a focus back over towards the zone, but Speed will at least clean up the last little Moira, and that should at least reset the entire fight as Palisades are getting close to the
Yeah, there's a chunk here before the guys, the Charlotte Engineers, able to get back towards the map, right? And now we see the side here.
5 ultimates again.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Have enough ultimates to win this outright, or to make it last for a very long time. They're just going to open up immediately with the Kirito ultimate, just rush everybody else down, and that is exactly what you wanted to do. One ultimate for one immediate team fight. The next time the Charlotte Engineering or Early College get close towards the zone, it'll be last fight territory.
Looks like they're coming out with at least a couple of their ults, so like to gain some ground here.
Alright, dance around Rhino on that Diva, utilizing the defensive.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Take another swap. Junkrat, 90%. All the way up. That's awesome. Sorry, getting Blade at the ready, but it was a Deadeye that was utilized for Insomniac. He's going to pick down the space again. Here comes the bait Blade coming through, but immediately shut down from Insomniac. Trades on trades. Speed still has a Blade. The focus on the zone itself is coming up so wonderfully for the Pumas, and this will go the distance.
This.
So it looks like Palisades, turning it up.
Yeah, definitely when you needed it most. For me, I think like the biggest change across like everybody was the Cassidy pick, because Sojourn's not bad, but you do have to rely on your alternate fire for the headshot multiplier damage to come all the way through. Those picks weren't coming through consistently enough for Insomniac on Ruins, so I definitely like the Cassidy pick. It adds a lot more consistency, because all of Charlotte Engineering Early College are trying to deal with Speed in their back line, and they're trying to deal with Rhino in their face, who will swap over to the Roadhog as typically you will see. This is the final stage on Ilios. It is called Well, and you will know exactly why if you've never seen the stage before once we get towards the center of the map.
Looks like we got two back. Probably good.
She's gotta love it. That's what I do whenever I'm waiting in the drop ship. Just sitting there, the button you can just like spam and continue to melee it in. But here we go. This is exactly why it's called Well. Look at it. You get one Roadhog hook and you fall to your death. I always end up down that hole. Just like that, bang. There you go. Hook, turn, Rhino dead. Charlotte Engineering Early College will have an immediate numbers advantage. All the way across inside of the bell tower. A lot more space is actually being taken. I mean, for finding the first pick, you really did feel like that Palisades should have been able to win that opening team fight, but I mean, Charlotte Engineering Early College do not care. They were also at least going to keep the Roadhog at bay, but still no harm, no foul. Now you have a turret set up on the point, and you can posture for wherever they might be coming from. Oh! That's not how that's supposed to happen. That's for killing a DPS, but an opening pick is an opening pick. You saw Rhino was able to get the hook elimination onto the enemy Roadhog. That means that they fell to their death, and Jungo's just going to jump off the map and reset.
So, okay, well, flipped here, though, because they got the 27% Charlotte Engineering did, so they got a
little bit of leeway, never hurt.
So I was going to ask the May, she's got the wall. I played a lot of Sage and Valorant, so is there like
It'll open up a lot more access there. High ground, although May doesn't have like a way of like going vertical. She does have the wall to be able to get up towards the high ground. All the way through. And the return hook back off towards the map you go, Rhino. Anti may not even matter because you have Tungo on that line. Get the biotic grenade down. There's another hook coming through. Insomniac, no vertical jump whatsoever. Will go down in towards the well. Speed's able to at least take down the on the Tungo, but was the last remaining player. So will come back. 49% was earned for Palisades. We're coming back into this fight with a handful of bullets.
back and forth. Love to see it every time. This is turning into the battle of who falls into the hole the most.
Welcome to Ilios. It's all fun and games with beautiful architecture here in Greece until you get to well. Bullhawk going to be invested here for Charlotte Engineering Early College. Congo's actually going to swap to the Lightweaver, so not immediately as much value, I would say, as Yana, but you still have buff on the Moira, so the burst healing will have to be so be there. Blizzard at the ready for speed. Here comes the hook. This time, Rhino will get the better of the 1v1 duel over the well in the center of the map. The flip will come through again. Palisades take the lead.
Sit down.
It's like controls fully for Palisades.
Ultimate's online. Ethan with that Death Blossom has been a problem this entire map number 1. And is also going to have a Moira ultimate to help them out. The Coalescence very, very good. We'll have to see what's going to be done here. Chungo actually swapping to Lightweaver might be very good to be able to help keep his teammate alive as Rhino, well, he's going to be able to get the hook once again. He will win that Warhawk 1v1. But I do really love that little minigame that's being played to be able to Lightweaver to be able to pull his tank back up from the depths of the feet. But still, Charlotte Engineering Early College have to somehow touch the zone. They have to somehow block overtime in Palisades. They still have ultimates to be utilized. Here's the ultimate. On top of a Blizzard, also going inside of the cage. Alright, on by a whole hog. You are not touching this point, not by your own leeway. You're probably just going to get completely belittled by bullets coming through from Rhino in that whole hog. That'll be the last fight required, and Palisades going to be able to bounce back a reverse sweep in the map number 1 to be able to take a 1-0 lead here.
Yeah, Palisades decided to just turn it on. I guess they're just
100 to 60 off of the 113 there in the city center. After almost being able to walk away with the yeah, Rhino's going to be able to get the play of the game. Nobody's surprised. It was this whole hog that just gets immediately pulled and yeah, no response whatsoever. Even getting walled off from a certain area to be able to isolate a lot of these targets. I'm mostly looking for Insomniac. Again, I think that was the most influential change from the Sojourn over to the Cassidy. You get a lot more focus fire, a lot more consistency when it comes down to the damage. That's also going to be very important when it comes down to New Junk City. And for Charlotte Engineering Early College on the opposite side, you saw a lot of hero roulette being played to be able to find some of these counters, but none of them were working. And when you put yourself at such a steep deficit, going back to the conversation of changing here, going in towards the New Junk City for a flashpoint, but only time will tell.
Yeah, maybe sticking to the, like I said before, sometimes you stick to your guys and hope that it pulls through. You can get in your head a lot of times in any sport, in any game, thinking that you need to be making changes, but sometimes maybe it's good to just stay where you're at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So adaptations are going to be on the horizon, you can only imagine, because Charlotte Engineering Early College losing that first map will now have to win this New Junk City and then whatever the escort map number 3 would be to be able to start off their entire season 1-0. Palisades to have that buffer with a 1-0 lead here in the series.
We're putting up a good battle in the other map, so it's not like they're getting blown out or anything. I think they have the probably wherewithal to put some on Palisades. See what they got.
I definitely appreciate all the swaps to try to assist their main tank, mostly from their supports between Chungo and Bob for Charlotte Engineering Early College that we saw in that opening map. But I think for Palisades, as long as they can continue to play their tried and true compositions, everything should be fine. And once you know it, it's a lore-heavy composition coming through for Palisades. They are missing, of course, the Junkrat, but the Junker Queen is definitely a sight to behold. On the other side, for Charlotte Engineering Early College, they're playing a brawl composition, and this is very meta right now. Speed's going to have to really be careful on where and when they dive. I can only imagine that Ethan will probably be the main suspect for Speed's Genji in this opening set.
So would you say brawl time?
Yeah, they're death ball. Yeah. Like they will be grouped together. Reinhardt is very, very good right now. Obviously, pairs along wonderfully for the Brigitte that's being played by Chungo this time. See if just two shields take down off of each other. A lot of good damage, a lot of good nurturing can be found. Yeah, Speed. He rounded that corner. He saw immediately what he was stepping himself into, but Insomniac gonna be able to get that right click headshot on the Ethan. So now the 5v4. Does Palisades pull the trigger on trying to push a little bit forward? A little bit of a shield bash overextension comes through from Chungo, but Black Evan going to be able to at least get the pin on the 1 immediately traded from the overextension. And now we go back to the same chaos once the team fight starts to subside. Few targets that are left alive for Charlotte Engineering. They're trying to desperately hold on, but they did get the opening cap. I think that you're definitely jumping on it too soon. It's one of those things that, like, you had the opening engagements happen, you got first blooded, and then you just drop down towards the zone, and you're basically fishing barrel at that point for Palisades to be able to take any one of the stragglers that are trying to help out their main tank to stay alive. They then get picked, and then they can focus everything in towards the pit itself. They were able to get 21%, but you saw immediately when against the Palisades, who are just meeting them at the gate, just trying to burst down the Reinhardt kilo before he can get towards the point itself. A lot of good damage to be found for Palisades, who are just spamming into these doorways. Rin's going to be able to take down the main. Big right click to have for yourself, but Tongo trying to find the trade. Your new school Brigitte, you are no longer Ghost Brigitte. You don't do that much damage anymore as the chaos will ensue and Palisades are on cleanup. So Overwatch, through all of its popularity, when it was still 6v6, there was a meta that was called GOATs, and it was 3 supports and 3 tanks. So this was before Roll-On was also coming through as well. There's no DPS players. So you would have a Zarya, a Reinhardt, and a D.Va, and then one of your DPS players would be playing Brigitte, which was the support with the shield. From there, you would just have an Ana for a nano boost, and a Lucio for speed boost, and then everything would just be who makes the first mistake. Charlotte Engineering Early College will end up making a couple of composition changes as Palisades off the flip will be able to get the first flash point. They will mirror the Junker Queen. And they will also get a little bit more stability as far as support is concerned over towards the Juno they go. They'll find a brawl as well. Ghostface over towards the Symmetra, trying to get that microwave online. Palisades though, swapping into zeros, Spirit ultimate's going to be popped immediately, followed by the blade out of speed. You also have the ultimate being invested from Insomniac on that Sojourn, and it's just damage, followed up by eliminations coming all the way through. Big burst coming through on Ethan to make sure that there is no funny business in that choke point in Palisades. And we'll get the first bit of percentage here on the second flashpoint.
So I guess that comp change didn't help them too much there. Maybe they've got something cooked up here for the retake.
About to see. I mean, you do have an orbital assistance, the Juno ultimate prepared, which is a lot of healing, and it also gives you a massive damage boost as well, but it does move forward, so you do have to take advantage of it when it does happen. And you also have to exploit the fact that Palisades all invested in the ultimates. They still have 2 big ones online in orbital for themselves, and you also have the Junker Queen ultimate. Rhino incredibly low, might decide to pull the trigger on that one. Doesn't even need to. The assistance from their supports is so sublime, and then Speed's right there to pick up on all the damage. Charlotte Engineering Early College don't even get to sniff the point before Palisades wipe them off the map.
Yeah, it looks like Palisades just firing on all cylinders here.
It is definitely a sight to behold. I mean, Palisades, again, they lost that opening stage, but have been just short of flawless ever since then, as they will get that second flashpoint. So now Charlotte Engineering Early College desperately need this upcoming flashpoint, not just to stay alive in the map, but to stay alive in the series.
It's going to be a tough route for them. But they do have all their ultimate, it looks like, so maybe they can do something with that.
Trying to at least find a pick on transition, but at the composition for Charlotte Engineering Early College, you have no long-range engagement whatsoever. Everything is close range. So you have to cut the distance. You have a lot of ultimates still ready to be utilized here for Palisades, and they're actually going to call the orbital first before the team fight actually ensues. Ethan does have a Death Blossom available. Can only imagine that they're probably trying to jostle for a position to try to pop that Q. We'll have to see if they can get into a position to do so. As the fight will start coming through at the narrow choke point outside of the cargo container. Big ultimate being popped here. Rhino gets through at least 4 members of Charlotte Engineering Early College, who still try to push all the way through. And Ethan, fair credit, still pulls the Death Blossom. Will find one in the second follow-up as soon as the Death Blossom will end. But Speed is again existing in your back line, and it's allowing easy cleanup from everybody else out of Palisades, who will get the first percentage again.
If I was not mistaken there, did I just see 15 players posted?
Yeah.
Somebody's firing.
Yeah, Speed's been alive since the beginning of the game. He has not died. And if he has, maybe it's just like 1, but has that blade out the ready, and they have the Wombo combo as well between the Kiriko ultimate, which again, it magnifies, or it amplifies, excuse me, your attack speed. So that means that Genji, Speed, popping the ultimate with the Kiriko ultimate will be able to swing the sword that much faster. Basically, it's more burst damage. So here comes Charlotte Engineering Early College, trying to flip the zone. Big damage on the Speed, will keep them honest, but so dives forward. Half HP pulls the bleed. On top of the Kiriko ultimate, will find one. Insomniac will open things up. Finds the Reaper off of the Shadow Step. but still gets behind enemy lines, but it's just not enough damage. It's not enough follow-ups, no focus whatsoever. It is all in favor of Palisades, who are going to be able to win the team fight. Charlotte Engineering Early College, again, so objective-oriented. They did flip the point, but it's only going to guarantee them one more team fight potentially.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's like, I don't know if it's something where they're focusing full on trying to flip the point and then not thinking about the team fights, or if they're, you know, just ending up in their part of the team fight and maybe flipping it, but it does seem very quickly moving up Palisades.
Sure does. Here comes overtime. Classified territory for Charlotte Engineering Early College. If they cannot flip this fight, Insomniac will take down one. No support down for Charlotte Engineering Early College. You need a Herculean effort out of somebody, but speed just does not give a hoot, man. He is just in your back like a Tuesday. He's finding so many kills after eliminations. I don't even think he died a single time in that map. And Palisades make it look easy with a 3-0 here on New Junk City, a 2-0 in the series. Then Pumas came to play.
Yeah, they did. Like we said, you know, coming for the state championship, they showed up all the time, and really showed up today.
Yeah, big step in the right direction against the Palisades, who got third last time that Overwatch was here. Looking to get a little bit further up than just a bronze podium. I can only imagine their composition looks amazing, that I can only imagine that off of a few more scrimmages throughout the upcoming weeks, that they'll probably be a lot more better. I'll tell you, I'm excited for whenever Audrey Kell A and Palisades A play each other, because that's probably going to be a banger.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. And Charlotte Engineering as well, you know, they put up a fight. There were a couple points where there was a back and forth, you know, so there's something there maybe to build on. And, you know, like we've said before, got a whole season left to play. They could end up there as well.
Yep, surely can. So here's the leaderboard after everything that transpired after week number 1. A lot of teams are 1-0. A lot of teams are 0-1. Go figure, that's how week 1 typically does work. But North Mac up there looking pretty darn good. Both Audrey Kell teams start off 1-0 as well.
Sun Valley, a late ad, ended up with 1-0 there, so that's nice to see. We like to see them go as far as they can as well, just like everybody else. So, yeah, cool. Good to see.
Yep. Olympic High School also up there too. Just a lot of schools here in the CMS region. I mean, we have so many players competing. I mean, us as RDs, we're just astounded to be able to see so much turnout for Overwatch in general, that the competition will continuously get more and more fierce. But as we conclude our evening, what are your closing remarks, Trey? How'd you feel about the first day?
So Overwatch is a little overwhelming for me, you know, a lot of
Yeah,
stuff going on. But luckily we've got my man here to guide me through it. You know, I'm going to learn as the season goes, just as I hope that any parents or anybody else watching will also be learning. College football, I'm pretty on. And, you know, like I said, I really haven't been watching a lot of football. And it literally is just like watching football. So that's sick. I love it. Can't wait for more weeks of it.
We will have more broadcasts to come. Don't forget, we also have a plethora of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to get through, as well as Rocket League. I know that everybody is going to be on the edge of their seat to be able to see what CMS looks like for Super Smash Bros. And for Rocket League this entire season. But that'll do it just for day 1 here for the opening broadcast for the CMS region. Hope to see you all here again, same time, same place, maybe a different game as well. But until then, take it easy.